Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to My Taste in Music Sucks, the weekly podcast where myself, Keith Miller, and Mr. Christopher Icon check out an album, let you guys know what we think about it, and let you guys know why you might want to give it a listen. And then we go into our own little histories of music and just whatever randomness we decide to talk about.
Prattle on a
Uh,
little bit.
Yeah. So this week we're doing our first ever listener suggestion. Ryan Cook, who has been listening to the podcast from the beginning, dropped a couple albums that he wanted us to check out. Somebody also dropped some stuff on YouTube that they want us to check out, and it's death metal. So that is way out of my wheelhouse. But maybe
Yeah, mine too.
maybe we'll give it a shot down the road. But anyway, yeah, Ryan wanted us to check out American Grim. The album is Ultra Black, and it's an industrial album. They don't even actually have a bass player in the band. All the bass on this is synthesized. It's either programmed or keyboards. The guitars are it's live guitar and guitar programming.
Hmm.
The drums are a mixture of synth pads and drums. I mean, the whole thing is very electronic based for sure. Even the vocals, I don't know if there's any vocals on this thing that aren't treated in one way or another. Maybe on the song, which one? Uh, there's a song that,
There was some cleaner vocals and stuff on the
yeah,
fourth track, Living Terror.
okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I did say that there's good vocal melodies in there. I did say that. That's an interesting song. I mean, we'll get to it, but
Yep.
yeah, it's hard to find anything on this album that isn't touched by technology in some way. So,
It's an
uh,
interesting lead too, with everything going on with artists either A liking AI or B not liking AI. So it kind
yeah,
of plays into that.
it's
And
it's
it's to me, it's horror themed. It's almost
oh
perfect
yeah,
for Halloween, even though everybody will hear this not on Halloween.
right, the week after. But yeah, this is actually supposed to be kind of like a concept album. Like it's supposed to be like a horror movie. The whole album from first track to last track is supposed to sound like a horror movie. So,
Yeah, I
uh,
get that. That's actually what I thought the whole time in my head too. Like this
yeah,
could fit right in with maybe late 90s, early 2000s horror. I'm thinking like Strange Land and I don't know why I drew a blank on those. There's a lot of really good horror movies that came out right there.
right,
And my
right.
point was they all had strong soundtracks.
Yeah, it definitely gave me kind of a this isn't really a horror movie, but Into Days vibe. Like if you've ever listened to that soundtrack, it's very industrial leaning. But then the Rob Zombie stuff
Hmm.
uh, is because Rob Zombie's definitely an influence. The first song sounds like White Zombie crossed with KMFDM.
All
Like
right, yeah, I could see
that's what
that.
I got.
So
Like, yeah,
we might as well go ahead and talk about that first song.
sure,
I didn't have a lot of notes for the first song because to me it was a very introduce yourself song,
right,
and it's very driving. Like
yeah,
it's very much like just kind of dun dun
yeah, yeah,
head bobbing. There wasn't any like standout vocal tricks in it, but you
sure.
could tell the whatever effects he was using, which was really interesting and fit the whole vibe of kind of a horror movie. I believe that Ghost was the
Yeah,
title of
Ghost
that
was the
track.
track. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought it sounded like White Zombie meets KMFDM uh, in this track, and honestly, quite a few of the other songs. I thought the singer sounded like Tim Skold, who used to sing for Shotgun Messiah, did solo stuff, and then got into KMFDM.
Mm.
Very similar vocals. He also sounds a lot like the guy from Ice Nine Kills a lot of the time. And I didn't even make a note of that. I just a lot of it sounds like, and not just his voice, but a lot of the choices that the band makes
Right.
very
Yeah.
similar to Ice Nine Kills,
I really
like an
stayed away from.
industrial
Go ahead.
side. Yeah. Oh no, I was just saying like an industrial cousin, maybe to Ice Nine Kills. Yeah.
I really stayed away from trying to make any comparisons.
Yeah.
That gives me like a fresher mindset with it. For some reason, it reminded me of my job because I work in a factory. I work in a machine
Yeah.
shop, right?
Sure. Sure.
And that put me in the mindset of that movie, The Mangler.
Okay, I haven't seen that, but
Um, Real quick, it was, I think, a haunted machine. Robert Englund's in it, who got his stars
oh,
today.
oh,
So,
cool. Good for
man,
Freddie.
I'm not, depends on how much you like horror movies, if you should visit The Mangler or not. It's a
Okay.
solid B movie.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not going to blow your mind. And this album, the reason I brought up these movies is because, like you were saying, the whole time I was picturing a horror movie,
Right.
like the way the songs would build, and that's why Ghost was just I don't want to say like man, but for me it was like, okay, this is definitely your start. You're starting here. This isn't the
Yeah.
peak. This isn't the it's just let's move forward. Let's get on to the plot.
Yeah. This is the kiss without the tongue. um, I think it's funny how you and I listen to music, and I think we really complement each other because I am always trying to find references to anchor me. I'm like, okay, this sounds like, even if it goes back to the Beatles or Chuck Berry or whatever, I'm like, okay, this sounds like Chuck Berry. Um, I'm always doing that, uh, unless I'm listening to Black Sabbath or Led Zeppelin or the Beatles, because they don't sound like anyone but themselves.
Right.
Um, yeah, so I'm always trying to see like, okay, where did this come from? What are these people referencing? Whereas you don't approach music that way, and I think it's probably interesting for the people who listen to the podcast because they get two different, oh, okay, if
Yeah.
I want to hear something that sounds like this guy, Keith says this, and then if you just want to get the emotional grip of the whole thing, then you got Mr. Icon taking
If I
apart that
just
part.
wanted to hear like I don't know, we'll go with Zeppelin.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't want something else that sounds like Zeppelin.
fair,
Why
fair.
would I do that? I'll just jam out the Zeppelin. No, I like when the influences sneak in, which is I
That's
think where
yeah.
you're going with that.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Yeah, there's a band from the '80s, late '80s, early '90s called XYZ, and they
Hmm.
basically sound like Robert Plant playing in a band with Eddie Van Halen. It's very
That's hard to
cool.
imagine.
Yeah, it's very cool. And so I would never. So I like Greta Van Fleet, kind of.
Hmm.
But I avoided listening to them for so long because people were like, "Oh, they just sound just like Led Zeppelin," and I was like, "Well, I don't need to hear a band that sounds just like Led Zeppelin." But the reality is, they don't. They
No,
they're more expansive. Like their sound is bigger than Led Zeppelin's sound. It's more
right.
arena like, and that might just be the production and the time. But they're definitely going for. They're less subtle than Led Zeppelin. Let's
Yeah,
just say. Led Zeppelin did a lot of different stuff, and I think they really are just they grab a hold of like the Kashmir side of Led Zeppelin and run with it.
right. I like the more driving, raw Led Zeppelin stuff. The first
Yeah.
couple albums. Even when you
Yeah.
get into like Houses of the Holy, the songs I like on there are the little bit of the heavier ones. I guess
Yeah.
heavy, which again leads me back to this because this
Yeah.
album had a very like just industrial, like factory
Yeah.
feel to it.
Yeah.
And the second song I wrote down, Nightmare, had a neat little intro in it.
That's
It's
yep.
just like a subtle little shredding thing.
Yep.
So I'm kind of interested. You were saying that some of the guitar work is machine and some
Yep.
of it is live
Yep.
or actual instruments.
Yeah.
And that kind of clicks together a puzzle piece for me because everything is sharp on time and just
Right.
boom, 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 boom. And I
Yep.
think that's an industrial kind of vibe is
Yeah.
that driving just like a
Yeah.
machine stamping, man, just chunk, chunk, chunk.
It's
And
definitely for some industrial bands.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like the industrial bands that have a little more groove to them
Mhm.
because they are out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot that are just punishing you. They're just in there. Everything's hitting, you know. So yeah,
Right. And this album, it kind of does that. I'll mention that a couple more times so we talk the song, how it or talk about the album, how it's just forward, forward,
yep,
forward. And
yeah,
visually, or however I chose to imagine as it's playing, it fit for a horror movie. Like it
yeah,
almost to me tells the story as it goes.
right, right.
And then did you have anything for the second track, Nightmare?
I mean, so yeah, I liked the guitar intro. I thought it was really cool. And then the vocals are kind of all over the place. Like there's some singing, and then he just like explodes with like a growl, and you kind of get an idea of what he can do with his voice from that track. And
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure how much of that is him and how much of it is punching buttons, but either way, the vocal exploration in that track is really cool. So yeah,
I have a
that's
feeling the people in this band are big horror movie fans because
oh
the
for sure.
sound is so like I've been getting at. It's so perfect for a horror movie. You
Yeah.
could almost, man, I've as a big fan of that genre, and I think you are too, I
Yeah.
could picture this playing in so many different movies, so many different scenarios. And that was really interesting. That kept me away from this industrial thing where sometimes it'll sound repetitive,
Right.
but with the idea of a movie or like you said, a whole concept in mind, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I kind of get it now.
Marching forward, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
The third track, Tell Me, had a once again it had like a really interesting start. There's more
Yeah.
like a keyboard kind of sound on it, and it
Yep.
gave it that more again that spooky kind of eerie in the background vibe
Yeah.
vibe and a little bit of that musically I'm sure you know Lacuna Coil.
oh sure.
You
Yeah.
know how they had that kind of like high pitched kind of thing going on in the background that gave it the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this had some of that, or it had a lot of that, not in a rip off way. It's just, I don't know, it's like a horror movie vibe. You always hear those kind of sounds in the background of different horror movies and different things like that.
Yeah. I mean that's kind of what I said too. It's funny. We used a lot of the same words. Like I said there was some cool unexpected atmospheric stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I liked how the piano would just pop up in the background every once in a while. Like just a
Yeah.
couple little keys, it would just pop up in the background. I thought that was neat. But yeah, they definitely stepped into more of a mood setting. F- I don't know. They were trying to
You
set a mood with this song, like more than maybe the other ones.
I could imagine it playing in a haunted house
Sure.
and in, several different types of movies. I thought about this place in Kentucky that I've been to a lot, listening to this album called Waverly Hills. It's a
Okay.
big old haunted sanitarium. It's and
Ah,
a
sure.
tuberculosis hospital. It's one of the most haunted places, I believe, on earth altogether. And I kind of felt like this kind of music should be going on in the background, like because it's creeping up on you. Oh, your little one
It's
came in right as we
yeah.
were
Sorry, he
recording.
came in and now he's kind of filling me in on some stuff. Um,
It's almost like
so
we should be doing dad rock.
yeah, let's pause for just a second so I can talk to him.
Yep.
Josh's mom messaged me, bud. I told her you could spend the night. So yeah, so after you get done with whatever you're doing with Chris for breakfast, his mom's gonna come get you. You're gonna spend the night over there.
Let's go.
Okay.
Guess what? I saw Ian.
Awesome. All right. We'll talk more later.
I saw
Daddy's doing this
MCA
podcast.
again,
Cool.
and I saw a bunch of friends.
All right.
I
Well,
don't have
Dad.
a timing thing that we could tell
Guess what?
Tyler so he could cut that bit out.
Yeah, he'll
Can I
find
tell you
it.
something?
What's up, bud?
I also
Real quick.
I also saw my friend who used to go here, and he's in high school now. He used to
Wow.
go to my school.
Was it Grayson?
No.
No? All right, cool.
I saw Grayson's dad though.
Nice. All right, so Daddy's gonna go ahead and get back on this.
Okay.
If you want to go in the bedroom, you're gonna have to dig around for the remote, but it might be easier for you to go watch TV in there. You'll just have to find the remote. Okay, love you.
I had a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad. Happy birthday.
Halloween
birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's way
All
cooler
right.
than my birthday.
Yeah, I know, right? He got the best birthday ever. Okay, so do you want to pick it up with the next track or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So track 4, Living Terror, really again builds on that horror vibe. It's a ambiance. It's a kind of, once again, it's a vibe. And you said this is a concept album.
Yep.
So it'd be interesting to hear if the guys hear this or whatever, and they want to shoot us a message or something. I'd like to hear what they were thinking when they made it. Like,
Right.
there was some neat, here's that word again, more vocal, more like cleaner vocal harmonies on this fourth
Yeah.
track.
Yeah.
And I always enjoy when bands do that, like Alice in Chains, and they're ones that stick out to me the most, obviously, how the two singers, they don't sound the same, right? Their
Right.
voices are different in tone and all that, but somehow when they come together, it makes like a cohesive sound.
Yeah. Like one
And I
big
thought they
voice.
did this on here, which is kind of interesting that you said that it might be all vocal effect.
Yeah, well, it's one guy. So, I mean, they're definitely playing with his voice.
Yes.
You know, but it's funny because my notes for this song were it has an old school horror vibe.
Yep.
Uh and that there's a good vocal melody in there. Like there's definitely a thing that kind of gets in your brain and you can hear it, and then there was a really impressive instrumental section.
Yes, about 2 minutes in. I
Yeah.
wrote that down too.
Yeah. I think that I actually might have wrote 2 minutes in on that one too. But
He
yeah,
started. Go ahead.
no, there was just a really cool drum piece and guitar, and it just sounded really cool. So
Yeah, I wrote down that the guitar playing was, it was really showcasing the skill without again being all in your face as most guitar solos are. And
Yeah.
it showed that whoever is playing the guitar is more than just power chords, which is fine. I'm not insulting anybody that chooses to use just the power chords to get their sound across.
Yeah. A lot of the solos are more like almost a blues based solo, which is a weird thing to hear in something like this, but very Jeff Beck and Joe Perry type solos.
Yeah, I could see that. Absolutely. The way the notes are clear, it's not
Yep.
like super fast, but it's still clear, gives it a minute to kind of ring out or kind of resonate out.
Right. Yeah,
So yeah, I
that's
could see that.
exactly what I was it's exactly what I was thinking.
And this song was fuller. To me, it was bigger. It was like the meat of the story was starting with this song because it just sounded bigger. It sounded more like it fills the room. It filled my, I guess you'd call that mindscape or whatever. Kind of like when you're reading a book and they start fleshing out what's going to happen. They get that hook in you and let you know, hey, this is gonna. I guess I don't want to say scare you because it's not
Right.
scary, but it's like, hey, here's the horror. It's here. It's
Right.
And that led to the title track, which was song 5, just Ultra Black.
Ultra Black, yeah.
Did you have anything for that?
Well, if it wasn't for the lyrics, it might have been my favorite song. I really liked how they sunk into the groove, but I don't know. I couldn't get into the lyrics. There was just something about them that I couldn't.
Horror based. You know what I mean? He wasn't. He was telling the story. He wasn't. He wasn't
Right.
trying to be Led Zeppelin or anybody that's all. Look at me and look how great I can sing. He was,
Yeah,
this is my
fair.
voice. This is how it fits with my project.
Well, I think it was more like I couldn't decide if they were just singing about some woman who they didn't like, who was kind of using her body to get ahead in the world, or if they were singing about some kind of a creature who just happened to be female.
I
So
thought more of a like a
like a succubus or something, you know?
no, I was thinking more like what did they call bride? The bride is what they called
Oh,
Frankenstein.
sure. Okay. Yeah.
More of a sure, she's still like scary
Right.
and menacing, but there's
Right.
also this kind of weird I don't know if sensuality is the word I
Okay.
want.
Cool.
So I kind of got that vibe from it. And it made me imagine this kind of bride Frankenstein's monster doing that thing that Michael Myers and like Jason Voorhees does when they're just walking you down, letting you
Yeah.
know they're unstoppable. It's
Yeah.
coming.
Makes
There's
sense.
nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. Um, so I just want to say for the people watching this on YouTube, my son kicked me out of the living room. So if I look weird, it's because I'm now in the bedroom trying to figure out a way to present myself.
Nah, that's cute. He always looks weird. Don't buy these excuses.
Right on. All right. I mean,
So
fair.
go ahead.
Fair. You know.
Track 6, so sick or whatever. I
Yeah.
again with the lyrics, I was like, okay, it fits with what you're doing. I
Right.
really wanted this guy to, and maybe this isn't the right genre of music for him to do it,
Yeah.
but I really wanted to hear him do something with his voice that wasn't so mechanical or industrial,
Yeah.
as we're saying.
Fair.
And that's not a knock on him at all. It's what he wanted for the vision of this album, and I get that. I was just, it almost started to fall into that repetitive trap that some industrial bands can fall into.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the outro, there was some more neat guitar work.
Right. Yeah. The little stabby sounds at the end. Yeah, that was neat. It was funny with this song because it's to me, it started out sounding like a traditional rock song. And I was like, oh dude, they're gonna get into some rock and roll on this one. But it didn't last. Like
Mm.
it switched into the industrial mode pretty quickly. But yeah, I thought, okay, we're gonna hear some guitar jamming out and we might hear like a traditional rock song, but it ended up not actually happening. So it was a little bit of a tease.
Yeah, a
But
little bit. Well, he's showing you, or they are
yeah,
showing you that they can play. That
right.
the vibe and the overall feel of the album is on purpose and is intentional. A
Yeah.
lot of industrial bands can catch flack because of that. Everything is so tight and so crisp because it's a machine.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I liked how they would step outside of that a little bit and be like, now, wait a minute. We can play some instruments and the guy
Yeah.
can sing. And
Right.
then they go back to, all right, now back to our vision, back to our movie.
Right. I don't know if you're familiar with Die Krups.
Yes.
Okay. So they actually get flack in industrial circles because they're a live band. And then they play like keyboards and stuff along with the live instruments. But I mean, if you ever see them live, they have a big drum kit. Like it's not just a bunch of guys with keyboards, it's a guitar player and a bass player, and they're an actual band. And like I've heard people because I like them, and I've heard people say, oh, they're not really industrial. It's like, dude, I guess, but they sound just like an industrial band.
Right.
I mean, it's weird. It's
I get it
weird.
too. And
Yeah,
you also, some of those bands, especially ones that are one person driven,
yeah.
like for me, Nine Inch
Nine
Nails
Inch Nails, sure.
can get a little almost like I can hear the ego. And
Yeah, he is definitely. Yeah, he's a special personality. That's for
yeah,
sure.
which is which is fine.
Yeah.
But
Hey.
I like the mixing of styles when a full band comes together.
Yeah,
Whereas Nine Inch Nails is exactly Trent
it's his
Reznor.
vision. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
his vision. It's nothing else. Yeah, for sure.
And that kind of plays into this album too. Not the ego part of it. I don't mean it like that, but they knew what they were doing. They knew
Oh,
what
yeah.
they wanted to present and move forward. It's interesting that you were saying the drums were a mix because song 7, which is, the next one, it's called Paralyzed.
Yeah.
I thought the drumming kind of shined at the beginning.
Yeah, and there's a nice little mini drum solo in the middle too.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah, I
made note of
like
that
that.
also.
Yeah, right in the middle. That was really cool. And I mean, like I said, they do have a live drummer, but they don't specify how much of it is programming and how much of it is synth pads and how much of it is an
Right.
actual drum. Like they don't tell you, so you kind of have to
Pick
figure
it
it out
out.
if you care. Yeah, but
And
yeah,
I also put that they're definitely doing their own thing. They're
yeah,
not trying to be derivative. They're not Ministry or
right,
any of these
sure,
other industrial bands you want to mention. It's
yeah,
definitely true to the vision throughout.
yeah. I mean, I think if there's anything that that they're following, maybe I think that they have a KMFDM influence. I think that you can hear that without the dance stuff, because KMFDM will throw in some dancey stuff like juke joint Jezebel, things like that every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, just from the strictly industrial side of that band, and maybe stuff like Pigface and some of their side projects.
I remember Pigface. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I think that they're tapping into that old school industrial, which is very precise and
Hmm.
very, um
I
yeah,
I wonder about the evolution of industrial
yeah.
because man, I've worked in enough factories. I'm sure a lot of the people listening, I think Brian is probably working in one right now
Right now, yeah.
to for some reason, man, of course I was trying to envision my own horror movie and all that, but I kept coming back to the setting of a factory,
Yeah, yeah.
but like in a, derelict, is that the word I'm looking for? Factory that's been sitting, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
nasty, it's
Like dilapidated.
grimy. Yeah, yeah, dilapidated. That works perfectly. And
Yeah.
that kind of leads me into what I wrote about the next song,
All
Asylum.
right.
I'd already brought up Waverly Hills, but I encourage people to go check this place out on YouTube or something like that.
Yeah.
I think if you guys could see this place, it will fit perfectly with Asylum, which is the song we're talking about,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's so aptly named. As soon
Right.
as I read, I was like, Asylum, okay. And then I was like, yes, it sounds like exactly what should be playing in those old school asylum where people are being experimented on and
Yeah.
abused, just like they would be in a horror story.
Right. So the thing that I noticed, and it's because I mean, I do listen to quite a bit of industrial music. Um, they're using chopped break beats in this song, which chopped break beats is a mindless self-indulgence thing.
Hmm.
That that's their thing. And
It's
the
a hip hop
vocalist,
thing, right?
yeah, it's kind of hip hoppy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's like basically you take a break beat, which is like a f- a fake drum beat basically, and then
Hmm.
you chop it, you cut it off, you make
Yes.
beats, you make cuts out of it basically. So
Yes.
yeah, so I mean and the singer sounds enough like Jimmy Urine that you could, which is the guy who sings for Mindless Self Indulgence.
Right.
You could take this song and put it on a Mindless Self Indulgence album, and people would probably be like, oh, not really Blink. It's
Maybe. There's a
yeah,
bit of silly, creepy undertone. Not creepy as in like a horror movie.
yeah,
For
yeah,
me, they have a sound that is almost like the idea of like a just the creepy guy that walks around town. He's probably not gonna do anything to anybody, not gonna mess with any kids or anything.
right, right,
But for
right.
some reason, he has that vibe. And I know it's probably, I don't know him personally or anything like that. It's
Yeah,
probably just shock value or he likes to shock people.
right.
And this album didn't do that. Even with the horror feel, even with the lyrics, and some of them are very, again, horror oriented, but it's not
Right.
shock. It's not like some of the stuff, some of the feelings I get from mindless self indulgence.
Sure, sure. I mean, mindless self-indulgence overall are just, making jokes. You know what I mean? They're just fucking with people.
Yeah,
That's it. That's their vibe. They're just fucking with people. But
that's
and
probably
this
why they didn't last.
I mean, aren't they still making records?
When's the last time you heard anything about them?
Yeah, I think If was probably the last.
And I
I
don't
don't
mean that.
remember
I
when
should
If
have
came out, but it was a while ago.
put that in a better way. I don't mean that's why they didn't last.
Yeah,
That's why they no longer peaked into the whatever you would call the mainstream or the zeitgeist of the
sure.
music. They
I
went
mean,
back to the hole they crawled out of.
right. I mean, were they ever really, like I guess they had a couple songs, but
I think it's my circle of friends, man.
yeah, dude, they haven't put an album out since 2013.
Yeah, they went on and did like the left rights and
Yeah.
some other weirder stuff.
Yeah. How I
Now,
Learned to Stop Giving a Shit and Love Mindless Self-Indulgence. That was their last album. I feel like I need to hear that.
I feel like they already told us what it's going to sound like.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And speaking of sounding like, to bring it back to um, American Grimm,
Yeah.
Gods and Kings,
Mhm.
that was less industrial sounding, yet still felt like it belonged. To me,
Yeah.
it was um, the break in the horror story, like maybe where there's a guy girl kind of romantic interaction. The sounds in the background were still creepy, still letting
Right.
you know that this is a horror, this is, but I don't know, for me, it had a nice little kind of almost like a palate cleanser to it, away from
Yeah.
that just chop, chop, chop industrial sound.
Yeah, and this one also had like a really cool almost two-part guitar solo
Mm.
because you get like a nice little clean guitar solo and then you get like a drum break and then another guitar solo right after it. So that was kind of cool. That was a cool little section. That's so I liked that.
The timing of this album is very much I would imagine, and we probably know this from shooting and wrestling, not shooting, but filming
Yeah,
and wrestling and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
uh well, you've helped make movies.
I have.
There's a beat, there's a hidden, we know what in wrestling is, and you got to be on your time because they
Yeah,
know commercial breaks coming or something like that.
yeah, yeah.
And this album, especially once we get into this next song, right? Are we toward 10? Yeah, I
Mhm.
got some good, interesting notes on that. This album knows its beats. It knows how to tell its story. It knows to keep moving forward. Don't get lost. Don't ramble like I do. It definitely stays on track.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, so Breathe. Um, it had like a really cool wah effect on the guitar that I
Yep.
liked. And I feel like the chorus sounded like Linkin Park.
I've I got that vibe too, and
Yeah.
not in a
No,
any
dude,
kind of bad
saying that
way.
you sound like Linkin Park is a compliment. At least in my house. So,
I always make the joke about Lincoln Park as wait a minute, you mean emo 311?
Oh, all right.
And that's just poking at my friends because
Yeah.
obviously, like we would do with every album, I'm not meaning to criticize.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just making a little joke.
yeah. I don't
So
know, man. I
Breathe
like
was really
311 and
interesting.
Linkin Park, so
Yeah.
there you
For
go.
me, Breathe was kind of interesting because of the
Yeah.
title, but the whole song itself feels very relentless. Like at
Yes.
no point is it going to let you breathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even in the middle where the singer does this like clean vocal break, I
Hmm.
think it's more toward the end of the song. Even it comes across desperate. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I don't know if they did that on purpose in the way they put together the timing of the song with it
Right.
being called Breathe. To me, the song was relentless. It's
Yeah,
not going to give
I
you a
agree.
chance to breathe. And
Yeah.
that's where in the story or whatever, that's where it picks up. That's where the villain, the Michael Myers, is really getting into his
Yeah.
chase. You know what I mean?
Yep. And these last couple songs are kind of like the aftermath of it all, I think. You
I
know?
had something written down for that. Do you have
Yeah.
anything else for Breathe?
No, just like I said, I like the wah effect on the guitar, and I thought the chorus sounded like Linkin Park.
Yeah,
Those
I
were
get that.
those were my notes, dude.
And
Yeah,
then it goes into White Walls, which I have a
Right.
good little chunk about that. To me, another neat intro. There
Mhm.
was some like new metal kind of rap core influence, but it didn't
Yeah.
sound out of place.
Yeah. I feel like so this song is slow enough that you could call it a ballad, which is interesting for this album. Like I said, I think this is kind of the aftermath of everything. So it starts to slow down. I feel like this song is kind of a hip hop song. Like it's very much a rap song. Um, which
Yeah.
was just out of nowhere. But like you said, I mean, it works in the context of the album. And honestly, he flirted with rapping a little bit on some of the other songs.
Hmm.
He was just sing rapping, you know. But in
Right.
this one, it's just straight bars, man. So it's a
Yeah.
different, yeah, it's a totally different feel. But
No, I got the same thing. And again, in the middle, or toward the end, there's a neat little guitar part.
yeah, yeah. That's one thing about these songs, because you keep on thinking that it's in the middle, but it's really towards the end. Because the songs all clock in around 3 minutes.
I noticed
They're
that too.
yeah, they're super precise and short. There's no wasted like 5 or 6 minute song where they're jerking off with their instruments or anything like that. You know, well, there's a reason they call it wanking your guitar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
so yeah, there's none of that on this album. Like the
No,
songs get in, they get their point and they get out, and then you get on to the next one. Um,
right.
so yeah,
And that leads to the next one, and
yeah,
that was Follow Me. I liked that. There was a line in it about follow me into the darkness. I thought that's a great line for the whole album because
yeah,
that's
definitely,
exactly to me what the album's doing.
yeah,
Follow me through this story. It's not going
right,
to be pretty. It's going to be gritty and scary, maybe, or at least eerie, but
yeah,
it's still, follow me, follow the band through it.
right. So to me, and this is kind of interesting because this is a very keyboard synthesizer sampler heavy album, programming heavy album. This was the first song that really sound well, the only song that's really keyboard and synthesizer based to me.
Hmm.
Like that was the base of the song. That's what you hear throughout. Is there's a synthesizer line that you hear through the whole song. Um, and what else did I put down? Oh, and the vocals are very punk rock, very snotty and like very Sid Viciousy, like Johnny Rottenish, you know.
Yep.
And it reminded me, I think, because of the synthesizer base to it, of like '80s, and I don't mean '80s metal. I mean '80s. I don't want to say new wave because it's not bouncy enough to be new wave, but that's what it kind of reminds me of. Like
Right.
it was
Like
just
you
a
could hear the influence of it
yeah, there
in
was just
there.
something that grabbed me. Like I was like, man, this sounds like the '80s, you know, but not big hair '80s. Well, they had kind of big hair too, but you know,
You had to.
yeah,
To me, especially for this song, the album is or the story is winding down,
yeah,
right? Like
yep,
you were saying, kind of the aftermath, and that leads to Alone or Hate Me in parentheses.
right,
He was a little more personal with whatever he was talking about lyrically on this album,
yep,
but for me, and even before it was over, I wrote this should be the end of the album.
yep, and it was,
Yep. It gave me that lone survivor kind of movie ending type vibe.
yeah,
Had some neat
and
guitar work in it again at about 2 minutes in.
yep,
And it wasn't like, yay, it's over. No, it's more
Mhm.
like you barely survived.
Yeah, you made it out, man. Yeah,
Yeah, but you
yeah,
are not the same. You're changed. You're still,
yeah. I thought again, there's some straight rapping in this song,
Mhm.
and it kind of reminded me of POD.
Okay.
Just in the beginning, and then the song evolves into something else. But when it first started, I could hear POD in the delivery. um
I get that. Yeah. As it was winding down, I
yeah,
wrote that this is very much the roll credits song
yeah,
because the
100%.
background is still creepy. It's still
Yep,
letting you know that whatever it is it's not gone.
still
It's
out there,
laying
man.
in wait. It's
Yeah,
still back there in the background somewhere. And I kind of liked that.
yeah,
Especially
definitely.
was this the one that had that weird like guitar outro or sound, like it was kind of squealing and just stopped.
No, I think that was earlier, which I mean that would be an interesting way to end the album, but I don't think that's what they did. I'm pretty sure that was earlier in the maybe which one?
Yeah, I
Maybe
don't think I wrote that down.
maybe no, not Living Terror.
I wish I had, because to me
Yeah,
that was a kill. That
yeah,
was
yeah.
one of the main characters is dead. It just, it was that
Right,
whine and it's
right,
just over.
right. And honestly, maybe this one did something similar to that, and I just didn't catch it. I don't,
I could be
I'm not
flipping,
above missing things. So
yeah, I could be flipping it around in my mind, because at this point I'm having fun with the whole horror movie vibe. I think
yeah,
there's a story here that I don't know if whoever the main or main writer is, whoever's vision this is, I
right, right.
I feel like it's begging to be turned into something, a novel, a
Sure.
movie. There's definitely a story flow through it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. The thing about this band is, they are pretty underground. Like um, they only have a couple hundred followers on Spotify. Um,
I
so it's
could
hard
see.
to find information about them.
I
But
don't think this is an album, and of course, no offense at all, where you can just, I'm going to pick this song out so I can jam out to
sure.
American Grim. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
no, you have to listen to this album as a whole, because it's a
Yeah.
flowing story through the whole thing, and that's what the beat's doing, right?
Yep.
All the way through it. Your chapters, your timing, however you want to word it. I really felt like there's something there that was begging to be expressed in another type of medium, comic, a book, a movie.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's you looked at the cover, right? With the
that
with the
weird
the
symbol,
black heart in
I
the
like that.
yeah. I mean, that looks like something you could put on a comic book cover or the cover of a novel, and
Hmm.
people would buy it. So
Yep. I imagine, once again, since you have never seen Waverly Hills, it's got
yeah.
this area that's just big and open and full of graffiti. I
Okay.
imagine this symbol just roughly drawn in chalk, like right in the middle of the floor, just so you know whatever the symbol is, it's not good. It's
Yeah.
bad
Yeah.
juju. It's the summoning symbol, maybe, or the symbol
Right.
of the whatever the villain would be in this story, because it doesn't,
Right. Right.
to me, it never actually says who the villain is or what the villain is. It's just kind of follow me, right? It's
Yeah.
just kind of taking you through it and leaving it very open ended for you to decide what's going
Right.
on
Right.
here. What's the story? Like the one song you were talking about where you thought maybe there was that kind of female element vibe to it.
Sure. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Overall, I think if you like industrial music,
Hmm.
this it'll fit right in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially if you're into like the older stuff.
Hmm.
It definitely if you want to grab onto something that sounds like the 90s industrial stuff, the stuff that was on the radio, this probably isn't for you. Like it's not Gravity Kills, it's not Machines of Loving Grace, it's KMFDM, it's Pigface, it's Revolting Cocks, maybe
Right.
not
It's
even Revolting Cocks, but it's
not upbeat. You're not
yeah,
supposed to be happy.
right,
You're not supposed to be like, all right, let's go do our thing.
yeah,
No, it's heavy feeling. It's, the atmosphere of it is very much, there's something going on behind you, and it's creeping up on.
right, right. I mean, they do talk about how like surviving the trauma is part of the story,
Hmm.
but the thing is, like, it's not a triumphant explosion, it's a quiet, like you were saying, we made it out, we
Yeah,
barely
yeah.
barely survived.
I was
So
thinking
it's
of was it the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake where, oh man, where you think it's over, right? And the poor girl
Oh,
is,
Girl in the Car. And
yes.
yeah, man.
It made me think of something like that. Like you you barely survived it. If you survived it at all, you're not the same.
Yeah.
So that leads me kind of into a couple questions. What about how metal and stuff has kind of influenced different art forms like movies and
Sure.
stuff? I specifically wrote down the 1986 movie Trick or Treat or
Right.
Rob Zombie's Lords of Salem.
Sure. Or even like Shocker.
Ah, I love Shocker.
Yeah, or Strangeland. I mean, Strangeland was a D. Snyder concept. So,
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that makes me again think of you kind of have to, especially now as we're in 2025 and you and I are both old and we've been through it,
Right.
we would kind of be remiss if we didn't talk about heavy metal's just influence on not just our lives, but on culture as a whole.
Yeah, for sure, man. Dude, have you ever heard of Shock Rock? It was a book that came out in the 90s,
Hmm.
and it had all these famous authors. Stephen King wrote a story in there. Had all these famous authors who wrote short stories
Mm-hmm.
about based on rock and roll. They were horror stories, but they were based on rock and roll.
No,
Yeah.
that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a cool book.
I
And
don't
then
usually like short stories just because it doesn't have, or I don't feel like you can really get into the meat of it.
right, right,
But I
right.
would check that out for sure.
And then I want to make sure that I'm remembering this right because there was an anthology thing that they did on VH1
I don't
that
know.
I believe was based on some of the stories from the book.
And again, that's I don't know if that would be maybe the writing in the books and stuff is kind of the original. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't say, well, no, I'm sure heavy metal has an effect on or an influence on writing and stories and stuff too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because,
Absolutely.
before metal became as accepting and accepted as it was kind of hush hush, it was kind of like in the background. No one really talked about creepier stuff, you know what I mean? It was
Right. Sure.
devil's music.
Yeah. Well, man, I remember when I was a kid, right?
Hmm.
Um, I loved Kiss,
Right.
and I think I was in first grade, and they asked us, like what bands we liked or whatever, and I said Kiss, and my gym teacher was like, "Kiss is satanic. That stands for Knights in the Service of Satan, right?"
Yeah, I've heard that
Like I
too.
got in trouble for saying that I liked Kiss.
And
Dude,
it's
Kiss,
funny because they're
Kiss has
campy.
nothing to do with Satan.
Nothing.
Nothing to do with Satan. Kiss is about kissing someone. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that makes perfect sense
Yeah. It doesn't have
because that's what
anything to do
the
with
music is. It's not
right.
really metal. It's not really.
Yeah. I mean there's
It's a
God of Thunder
kiss.
but yeah, Kiss is not scary or satanic or yeah.
No,
Yeah.
they were very comic booky. Like that's
Yeah.
why kids all over and probably still today gravitate to their music because it's got that imaginative kind of comic book in real life feel to it and their
Yeah.
characters and
Yeah. Did you what was I gonna say? Dang it, I lost it.
all right.
Yeah, just keep talking and I'll
We got
see if I can remember what I was gonna say. Um
so as we were thinking about
I remember now.
okay, go ahead.
Have you ever seen Black Roses?
It's a band, it's a movie.
Horror movie. It's
Black,
a
I don't
horror
think so.
movie about a band of demons who come to this small town, and the town is like anti-rock. And so the parents try to stop the concert from happening, but then they give in and let the concert happen, and the demons take over the town. Yeah,
Sounds
um,
awesome.
it's really good, man. It's a B movie, but it came out in the '80s, and it's really good, and it has a really good soundtrack. I paid $75 for it on CD a couple years ago.
Oh
'Cause-
wow.
yeah, because I had the tape when I was a kid. And
Mhm.
so, it's impossible. Like, it's out of print. So if you want it, if you find a copy of it, you're gonna
Right, that
pay a
makes
few bucks for
sense.
it. But yeah,
There's
whatever.
a lot of those movies that are kind of metal movies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're definitely a vehicle for the expression of whatever that vibe is in metal, that
Yeah.
kind of dark side of it.
Yep.
And again, that makes me think of bands that really lean into that, like Rob Zombie and his
Yeah.
imagery and uh, everything he does is it's metal. Everything. I
Yeah.
know that's kind of the joke anymore. Like this is metal and that's metal,
Yeah.
but everything
Man
he
of War.
does. What?
That's the Man of War.
Uh,
The most metal of all.
I just don't think I was in on the joke. That's the thing.
The thing that's funny is I don't even know if it was a joke.
Has to
Like,
be.
I feel like those guys might have meant everything that they were saying, dude. Like,
I knew those guys in school. Not the real Man of War
oh yeah,
guys.
yeah, those guys who wore like
Uh,
the leather and the studded gauntlets and dude. So, do you know what's really funny about all of that? Okay.
uh, I have a feeling because I wrote something down really interesting too that I think we're going to turn into the same thing. So go
Okay.
ahead.
So Rob Halford
Yep.
was the guy who created that look,
Yep.
and he said he would go out to S&M clubs
Yep. I
and
wrote down. Oh,
he
no, go ahead. Let's tell
yeah.
the story. a
No,
little
he
more.
wanted the band to have kind of a uniform. So he started wearing the stuff that they wore at S&M clubs on stage. The thing is, that was so underground back then.
Mhm.
No one knew that's what he was doing. So all that tight leather and the chaps and the gauntlets and all that stuff, that's from gay S&M clubs, man.
Which leads right into what I wrote down because
Yeah.
there's definitely a positive side to metal too. And
Yeah.
Rob Halford was my one of my examples. Everybody knew he was gay.
Oh,
No
yeah.
one cared because he
Yeah.
rocked.
Yeah. It was funny when he actually did like the public announcement of him being gay, and then they asked one of the other guys in the band, I think it might have been Glenn Tipton.
Mhm.
They were like, "Well, what do you think about Rob coming out as being gay?" And he said, "Well, that's about the worst kept secret in rock and roll, isn't it?" I just thought that was freaking hilarious, dude.
There's a lot of these metal bands that are doing positive things like that.
Oh yeah,
I'm not a
sure,
big fan of Five Finger Death Punch, but
sure.
they are very veteran oriented. They're very
Yep.
supportive to the vets and
Yeah.
they sing about PTSD and all that stuff. And
Right.
that's a super positive thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even going back to "Disposable Heroes" by Metallica.
Oh, right.
I mean, that song is about
One.
one. Hey, yeah.
I need to get around to reading that. Johnny got his gun
Johnny got his gun. Yeah.
because you remember the video for one.
Right. It's scenes
Probably
from that
from a
movie.
movie, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah, it's scenes from that movie. But I think the movie might be based on a book. So
it is.
yeah.
Which again leads me and us to keep saying they need to bring back videos. Music videos would serve American Grimm so much better
Sure.
because you
You know,
get visual. Go ahead.
it's funny because I just saw a video with Ricky Rackman,
Oh wow.
and he said that a lot of people have been messaging him saying, "What do you think about MTV shutting down?" Because MTV just shut all their stations down in Europe. Like, there's no more MTV in Europe. And Ricky
MTV jumped
Rackman,
the shark long ago.
yeah, well, that's what he said. He was like, Ricky Rackman was like, people say reality TV or whatever killed MTV. He's like, that's not what it was. He was like, it was YouTube.
Oh right.
And he was talking about how you could just go, like, let's say you don't have to wait, for 5 videos that you don't like and listen to a DJ talk or VJ and get some commercials in there. If you want to see a Megadeth video, you go to YouTube and you type Megadeth, and there
Right.
you go. And
But
you're
how are you gonna learn about what's another block of
dude.
musicians they would play during Megadeth? White Zombie
Yeah,
or
yeah. No, I mean, honestly,
I got introduced to so whoops. Okay, we're good. I got introduced to so much music
Hmm.
through, MTV, through 120
Absolutely.
minutes and Headbangers Ball.
Yep.
How
Yep.
do you think I knew who Caius was?
Ugh,
You know? I
because
mean,
everybody should know who Caius is.
yeah, and Caius was not getting played on the radio.
They didn't fit anywhere.
Yeah,
They do
if
now because stoner is they
yeah,
kind of have that desert rock kind of
right,
stoner vibe.
right, right.
That's
Before that was
more,
a thing, though. Yeah.
yeah,
If Green Machine wasn't played on MTV on Headbangers Ball, I never would have known who Caius was. You know.
right. I
So
don't remember the first Caius song I ever heard. I know my favorite's Demon Cleaner, but I can't.
nice. Yeah, the first Caius song I ever heard was Green Machine. They played it, dude. It's so funny because I remember, like, it was the last video that they played that night on Headbangers Ball.
Oh,
They're
okay.
like, we're gonna close with this Green Machine by Caius, and
Was that like a featured spot? Was that like the main event? I don't remember.
no, I just remember that it was the last song they played, and I
Okay.
was like, shit, I gotta buy this album, and I went out and bought it the next day on cassette.
That again leads me right back to not only this band but metal in general, because really what everybody enjoys as far as big festival shows,
Yeah,
kind of a metal thing. To
yeah,
me,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of a
Monsters
metal
of
thing.
Rock, Monsters of Rock, and
Yep.
all that stuff. I mean, there was Lollapalooza, but
Yeah, but that was
but
more,
metal was first.
and I
That is-
saw John Garcia is his name, the singer from Caius.
okay,
He has like a whole bunch of other bands that he does.
Right, right,
And
right.
one of them was called Slow Burn. And I
Okay.
saw them play at one of the Ozfests.
Oh, nice,
And
nice.
metal, I think, is responsible for all of that because
Yeah.
most of these big tours are very heavy, are very metal oriented.
Yeah, metal is still something that you can take on the road and a lot of people will check it out, or you can build a big festival and people will come to it. Metal is definitely still has a whole culture and it's still alive.
Yes,
Um,
it always will be. It just
yeah,
goes underground sometimes.
yeah, for sure, man. Definitely.
And it's
Um,
also, you a lot of people, I don't know, maybe don't like metal or like, oh, it's too dark or heavy, but it's also kind of cathartic, right?
yeah, yeah. And I mean, here's the thing about metal too, though. There's so many different kinds of metal.
Hmm.
Um, Especially like, so when I was a kid, pretty much anything that had a loud guitar and a singer with long hair was metal. It didn't matter what it was. Like Nelson was literally in Circus Magazine, dude. And I don't
No,
know if they had a loud song.
new.
you know, they had a really good freaking drummer. Bobby Rock might be the best metal drummer
Of all time. He's super underrated.
Yeah, you
But
might want to calm down there.
dude, Bobby Rock
Metal
is a
drummers,
monster. Bobby Rock
right?
is a monster, dude.
I'm sure he's really, really good, but when you're
Yeah,
talking about metal, what about guys like Dave Lombardo?
right on.
I
Yeah,
mean, what Slayer, right? Originally.
yeah.
Yeah, do you get more metal than Slayer?
I mean, maybe
Yeah, you
not. Yeah.
do, but
I mean, I don't know. Metal so but I mean there's Lars Ulrich, there's I mean, I'm not saying
I
there's
don't. Lars is really good, right?
yeah,
He's really, really good at what he does, but
yeah.
I don't think he's a standout amongst the pack of metal drummers type
Really?
drummer.
Really?
Especially the last several albums, I really feel like they relied on studio tricks to give him that hard edge.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, my thing about Lars is he popularized and maybe was the first person to really do it on a regular basis, the metal drum, like the double kick. There wasn't a ton of people that were doing double kick. And and now,
Probably right.
that's the metal signature now. That that freaking double kick drum, man. And
Right.
playing a double kick is not easy.
No, I'd imagine not.
Like you're making your feet are doing two different things. You're
Yeah.
doing a beat, but it's a what do you call it? Like a rotating beat. So it's not. Yeah, it seems very hard.
That's why some of these drummers are just mind-numbingly good guys like
Yeah.
Danny Carey that can do all these different beats
Yeah.
with different parts of your body. Like
Yeah.
how do you even learn that?
I don't know, dude. I feel like there's so many good drummers who are self-taught too. They just got behind a drum kit and just started beating on the damn thing. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, the
Well,
amount of I'm always surprised by guitar players who are self-taught.
yeah.
They're like, I picked it up, I listened to what I heard on the radio or whatever, or on a record, and then I just figured out how to play it. It's just like, how? How do you do that? Like, without even knowing? Like, it's crazy.
Obviously, I don't know how, or I
Yeah.
would have done it
Right.
or tried.
Yeah, I mean, my old guitar player in my old band, he was self-taught and he was super good, but he taught himself with books. So I
Mm,
don't necessarily consider that self-taught.
like
Like
the
he
tablature books.
yeah, like he learned how to read notes
Oh, okay.
and then he figured out where the notes were on the guitar, you know?
Oh,
And
okay.
so then he taught himself how the notes go together. I mean, it's hard as hell without a teacher, but he basically used the books as his teacher.
Right.
So,
That's one
I
of the things I thought the internet was going to do that it
yeah,
didn't.
yeah,
Because in my mind, oh, now I have this access to learn anything I want to. I'm not
right.
a car guy. I had to replace the motor in my older car, the window motor.
Okay, sure.
You know what I did? Jumped on YouTube and said, "How do I
Yeah.
replace
How do I
the?"
do this? Yeah.
And it took no time at all.
Yeah.
So I
Dude,
really thought with that much information in everybody's pocket, everybody was going to get smarter and learn more things.
dude, I
It went
wish.
the opposite direction.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, uh what's his name? Rich Franklin?
The former UFC,
Yeah.
yeah,
He taught himself how to fight with videotapes, right?
probably those old Gracie in action.
Yeah, probably. I can't remember which ones, but yeah, he taught himself. He never went through formal martial arts training. He taught himself how to fight with videotapes, and for a while was probably the best middleweight fighter in the world.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's crazy, dude. Like he just got himself some videotapes and taught himself how to fight.
Well, that's that kind of metal attitude. With punk, it's got a very DIY, F
Yeah,
you, we're going to get it done ourselves. We're grimy, who cares? Where
right.
metal is a little different,
Yeah, you
it's a
got to
little
learn how to. You got to be. You got to learn how to be the best if you're going to play metal right.
right.
I mean, that's the thing. Like everybody is chasing that sound, that big metal sound. Like,
Yeah, it's a feel, you know what I mean? It's
yeah,
yeah, I get it. I clench it's a clench up
yeah.
so you can get out there and old school mosh, not swing fist. You're not trying to hurt
Oh, I
nobody.
hate that
You're
shit.
just letting it out.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, I think the it's so funny because punk and metal eventually kind of met somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Um, guys like Danzig basically became a metal artist. Um,
Yeah.
and Steve Jones, who was really the only member of the Sex Pistols who could play his damn instrument,
Oh
um,
right, yeah.
he became a hard rock guy. Like he put out a glam metal album. Like it was pretty heavy.
Right.
Um, so it's interesting how that happened. I mean, there was Paul Cook, I guess, was a serviceable drummer, but really the only Steve Jones could play guitar. I mean,
If we're if we're going to talk about metal,
yeah,
we have to talk about Ozzy and Black Sabbath.
yeah, sure, man.
And I don't know if they
Dude.
kick-started metal because
Yeah.
to
Oh,
me, Zeppelin is more hard rock.
yeah,
But
definitely. Yeah,
Sabbath is that's that's it. That's the in my
yeah,
mind,
yeah.
people can correct me, but that's where metal started.
Absolutely, I would agree. I mean, there was stuff before them like Deep Purple and Steppenwolf that kind of hinted at it,
And a
but
little
it
more
wasn't.
blues.
Yeah, they were bluesier. Yeah, it wasn't like there was no war pigs
right.
coming out of them. You
It
know.
was like I just everything Black Sabbath did was
Yeah.
metal. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I think I read somewhere that it was that weird tone was because Tommy Iommi had his fingers cut off or
Yep.
the tips.
Yeah. So he was working in an industrial uh warehouse or whatever, and yeah, he got the tips of his fingers sliced off by a machine. And he was like, screw this, I'm done. I'm gonna make a band now. He's like,
Right.
because his dad basically was like, you got to give up this music crap, go
Mhm.
work in this plant, and get a real job and get serious. And then he chopped the tips of his fingers off, and he was like, yeah, I'm done. He's like, I'm playing music, but obviously a little harder. So what
Did you prove your dad wrong any harder than
you
that?
know, but he actually went and made tips for his fingers.
Mm-hmm.
But because he couldn't feel the strings, he had to use heavier gauges, and then he tuned them down.
Right.
So yeah, he basically invented down tuning
Mm-hmm.
because he had to.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
that's
yeah,
why I say that's the and I could be wrong, but whatever. To me, Sabbath are
no,
the start of heavy metal.
yeah. And
They're so heavy
1969,
metal. What?
1969, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Imagine hearing that shit in 1969, dude.
Uh, it'd probably be like I don't know, because when I heard it for the
Yeah,
first time, I don't remember what it when it been, but
yeah,
obviously, yeah, if you love music, especially if you're a nerd like me, you knew
yeah.
Black Sabbath. They're Black Sabbath.
Oh yeah,
They're
of course. Yeah, yeah,
up here.
yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be amazing because I love that feeling where you throw in an album that you absolutely love and that's doing something unique for the first time.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. It must have been wild, dude.
and then Ozzy, who obviously was a icon of metal and music and even characters, when he left or whatever happened there, those guys said, well, why don't we see what Dio is doing?
Right, right.
I didn't like Dio with Sabbath,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
that's probably because I
I liked
wanted
some of the
Ozzy.
tracks, but
It's just that again, metal's influence in the world has become so prevalent. You see pop stars wearing leather and chains and the whole metal
yeah, yeah, for
aesthetic.
sure, dude. Yeah.
But then you run into those people that are going to have like a metal shirt on and they don't even like, oh, this is just a vintage shirt. I bought it. It's like,
Dude,
okay.
I used to love that kid who would walk up to people and say, name 3 songs. And I know some people were like, oh, people are just trying to enjoy their vacation and he's shoving a microphone in their face. And dude, I love it, man. If you're
It's
wearing the
funny
shirt,
because
name 3 songs, whatever.
I don't know if I could, if you put me on, yeah, I could. If I'm wearing a band shirt,
Yeah.
I was like,
It's so,
3 songs. Okay.
dude, I have a Black Flag shirt
Mm-hmm.
and I only know one Black Flag song.
That's because
So,
Rollins rules.
yeah, but I'd be screwed on that one. I'd be like, TV Party? And that'd be it, dude. But TV Party's such a good song.
I can't name any Black Flag songs,
Well, now
but
you
I'd
can
know
name,
it as soon as you played it.
yeah, yeah. Now you can name TV Party.
I'll
So
forget.
there you go.
Well, that's because, like I've been saying, metal has really gotten accepted. It's
Yeah,
more people are open to it. I hope less parents are like, "Oh no, it's the devil's music."
dude. So at my church, right?
Yeah.
There's a lady who she has this story that she tells basically about how her dad was listening to Black Sabbath and became possessed by Satan and immediately threw all his rock records away. And she's one of the teachers at the church, so she's
Oh
always
yeah.
like trying to encourage people to throw out their rock records. And I'm just like, yeah, that's never gonna happen, dude. I love Black Sabbath.
I don't. I mean, I get that way of thinking, right? Because I feel like um maybe he started listening to metal and it was like, oh, I like this dark imagery.
Yeah.
what's this all about? And then maybe he wanted to start playing around with Ouija boards and all that.
Right. Well, what
But
she said,
isn't that up here?
I think so too. Like, this is what she said happened. He was listening to the music and he started drawing. And he
Mm-hmm.
wasn't even paying attention to what he was drawing. It was just flowing out of him. And then he
Mm-hmm.
looked at what he had drawn and it was like a demon. It was like a satanic image. And he felt like a demon had possessed him and made him draw that image. Craziness, dude. I'm sorry.
Couldn't
I'm
it
not.
just be like when you create a horror movie, right?
Yeah.
You're creating horror images, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean you're possessed by a demon.
Right.
There's this theory or whatever that naming it takes some power away from it, right?
Right.
So
Right.
maybe in his mind, he's associating demons with the music. So drawing it should have been more like naming it and seeing it. Now
Yeah.
you're aware of it. But if
Yeah.
you're already a few fries short of a happy meal,
Right. Or if you're leaning so heavily into like religion, you know what I mean? Like
mhm,
if you're, then you're gonna see things that maybe
right?
aren't there. But dude, my favorite song by Black Sabbath is Nativity in Black.
Mm,
And it's literally about Satan lying to a woman and seducing her and then
yeah.
revealing who he is, you know? That's literally what that song is about, dude.
Well, if people
So
hadn't made such a big deal of it, and been like,
yeah,
this is evil, this is blah blah blah.
yeah.
But now, if we're going to talk about metal, let's go ahead and talk about the Norwegian, the black metal, the kids that believe it.
Like Behemoth and those guys.
Maybe not those guys. I was thinking of, man, what did I watch not too long ago that was about one of these bands where the singer was obviously something going on mentally,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They
yeah.
burned down a church and he like
Holy shit.
was cutting himself and
Oh my gosh, dude.
like the whole
That's a lot.
satanic side of it. You know what I
Yeah, that's a
mean? That,
lot.
but it's
Well,
out there,
yeah. I mean, well, Behemoth, so their singer is a Satanist.
right?
And
Which
originally,
version of
well,
Satanist? Because there's Anton LaVey. That's more like
right,
existentialism, like
right, right,
I
right,
am God and Satan, or
right.
is it I worship the adversary of light?
Yeah, so originally it was, I mean, and this is the thing. So I watched a documentary about him,
Hmm.
and he was literally like, I think he's from Iceland, and Iceland is like very oppressive, or maybe he's from Poland. I'm I'm gonna look real quick, but wherever he's from, it's very oppressive,
Hmm.
and they like basically make you be a Catholic.
Right.
Like
So
it's
how else would you rebel?
right, and so he started worshiping Satan, and
I wonder how much of that is just when you're
Poland.
forcing
Okay,
the
they're from Poland.
belief, you're just
Yeah,
instantly going to go in the opposite direction as deep as you can. And
right, right,
that's the introduction to the evil, right? I guess you
right.
can't have one without the other. So it's going to
Yeah,
flip back and forth from if you listen to maybe the Norwegian, the death, and the black metal. Maybe after a while, you're going to be like, I don't, I don't want to kill nobody. I'm not a big fan of blood and burning down churches.
right, right.
So there's two sides of this, right? Bands
Yeah,
like Behemoth and I don't know why I can't think of this documentary I saw, but the bands that have been arrested and burning down churches and that really live it. And
yeah,
then you have bands like Demon Hunter.
right.
They're metal as metal gets,
Yeah,
but
and they're a
it's
Christian band.
yep,
Yeah. Well, dude,
unashamed of it too.
Living Sacrifice.
Yep.
Living Sacrifice is so good.
Mm-hmm.
And they are a Christian death metal band.
Zayo, I believe, were a Christian band.
Yep, Zayo's a
They're
Christian band.
metal.
Yeah, yeah, I like Zayo a lot.
So it's just you have to have both. So if
Yeah.
we were gonna talk about all the good things in metal, you also need to talk about these the edge lord type. I
Yeah.
listen to metal because instead of, saying I'm not happy or whatever, it's I'm just too raw for the world. I'm too
Right.
metal. And it's just
Right.
like, I think you're missing the point.
Yeah. I mean, I did want to finish up what I was saying about Behemoth though.
Yes.
He now says that he doesn't worship Satan anymore. He uses the image of Satan as an allegory for rebellion and
Right. Yeah.
freedom of thought and things like that. Um, but I wonder, because dude, I watched this documentary and he was a grown man during this documentary. This wasn't that long ago.
Right.
And he was talking about worshiping Satan, like literally worshiping the devil, and how much Satan had given him. Like it was just insane. So I wonder how much of that is rhetoric. Like he feels like because Behemoth is pretty popular now, that he has to say,
Kind
you
of the
know,
Slayer type.
well,
None
dude,
of them were Satanists.
no, the crazy thing about Slayer is they're Christians. They're just telling stories.
Yeah.
That's insane, dude. But I don't know, man. I'm not a Slayer fan. I never really dug them, dude. I don't know why. They
I'm not either, but I
weren't
have
my
been in the
thing.
Slayer pit.
Yeah, but that's fun.
I don't recommend it.
Dude, I was in a White Zombie pit once, and it was the wildest pit I've ever been in my freaking life. Um,
Do we want to do the one up thing? Because I have an insane pit
uh,
story.
I mean, dude, my pit stories aren't that insane. But the White Zombie thing, so I would always go to the clubs early and make sure that I got right up in the front,
Hmm.
I saw Monster Magnet. They were freaking
Oh, cool.
awesome. White Zombie comes out. Boom. As soon as that freaking cord hit, I was up against the bar. The whole room became a pit, and I somehow got shoved all the way to the back. So I
Ugh.
spent the rest of the night making my way back up to the front. But it was super fun, dude. But yeah, I've never seen a pit that big. The whole entire club was a pit. Um,
I was at Deer Creek for Pantera.
oh yeah,
At peak Pantera, right? They were
yeah, yeah,
doing their thing, and
yeah.
the pits, some reason, fires started in the middle of them.
Oh God,
But everybody was cool.
they were just
Everybody
dancing
was
around the
just,
fire.
yeah, getting their
Oh
energy
man,
out.
that's
Anybody got knocked
wild.
down?
Yeah,
Of course, the difference, if I remember correctly, in Slayer,
yeah,
they leaned more into it. Yeah, that's metal, grr, harder.
right.
And Pantera would be like, yo, that's
Yeah,
cool. But
watch out for
someone,
each other.
yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, dude. So those are the pits that I grew up on, where you're kind of bouncing off each other and having
Hmm.
fun. And anytime anybody got in the pit that was too violent, you'd mosh them out.
Yep,
You wouldn't leave them in there. Um,
yep.
so that was. I think a lot of the pits nowadays, people miss that. Like they're punching each other and stuff, and I'm just like, that's not what you're supposed to do. Um,
No, but that's not interpreting the music right. I don't,
yeah,
depending on the band, I don't think a lot of these metal bands are telling you go out and punch someone. They're
right.
saying, let my music be the punch.
Yeah, absolutely. The only time I ever got hurt in a pit was at Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
What?
Yeah, dude, I jacked my ankle up so bad. I don't even know how I did it, but it was also the first time I ever stage dived.
Oh
So
God, I
I
remember
got to
stage
stage
diving.
dive at a Boss Tones show. That was super fun. I crowd surfed. It was awesome. And I'm just, dancing or whatever. My friend Mimi came up to me and she had a giant black eye. And I was like, what happened to you? And she goes, this dude headbutted me. And I was like, I think I broke my ankle. And we're in a freaking ska show. Like, what is
Right.
happening? But I went home. I woke up the next morning and my ankle was probably 3 times its normal size and just purple. I didn't go to the doctor, so I don't know if I actually broke it. But dude, it was in rough shape. Like, it
I
was,
never got hurt.
yeah,
Never, and I've seen the bands that you would think. I've seen Manson in
yeah,
in 90 something, his heyday. I've seen Pantera, I've seen Mushroomhead, I've seen
Wow.
Slipknot, I've seen Slayer, I mean, and the pits were crazy and wild. Slayer's was
Yeah.
dangerous, but
Right.
most
Right.
of them were just everybody knew what you were doing. You're getting it out, you know what I mean? And they
Yeah.
would look out for somebody. A lot of times I went to shows with like girls I was dating or whatever, and
Yeah.
guys would always make sure they protected the girls, especially if
Sure.
they didn't want to get out there and do the thing.
Yeah, yeah. I went down. I've only gone down once in a pit, and it was when I was a lot older. Um, I was probably in my 30s, and I went to see Life of Agony. This is
Where
one of the
at?
last pits I was in, actually, and I went down in that pit, dude. And
Where'd you see
somebody,
him at?
this place called the Rave in Milwaukee.
Oh, okay. Because I've seen him a couple times too at
Yeah,
smaller clubs.
yeah. But I went down in that pit, and somebody picked me up right away, dude. Second I went down, picked right back up, dude. So I
Which
was like, okay,
era
cool.
of Life in Agony was it? Like which album would they have
So
been
yeah, I
playing?
was in my. So I don't even think they had an album. It might have been when their greatest hits album had dropped.
Oh, okay.
So they were just playing. They were playing River Runs Red.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what
Oh,
it was? It was the River Runs Red. It was the anniversary tour of that. So they
yeah.
were playing that. Like they basically just played that whole freaking album.
I have the DVD. They put out a official live DVD of it. I have it around here
Okay.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I
Right
like
on.
Life of Agony. Each iteration, I like Ugly, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's not a metal album.
No, it's kind of alternative rock.
Yeah, especially to
Yeah,
follow up River Runs Red.
yeah, River
That
Runs Red
album is a banger.
so good, man. Oh God, I just through and through, such a
Hmm.
great song, man. Dude, the crazy thing. Okay, so River Runs Red is a concept album. It's a
Hmm.
story. The kid dies at the end of that, dude.
Yep.
Like that's wild. These guys they wrote a concept album where the kid freaking dies at the
Because they didn't want
end.
you to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
What's a better way to hammer your point home when you're saying don't do this? Don't. It's very
yeah,
overall arc of Lane Staley's life. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
yeah,
And drugs still consumed and killed him.
yeah, man.
It's that. Go ahead. It's
Oh,
that catharsis that should be there that I was saying
yeah,
earlier that some people seem to be missing on.
yeah. So, speaking of White Life of Agony, because I really only know River Runs Red. I've heard Ugly,
Oh,
but
okay.
I haven't listened to it like enough to even know a song on it. Um, did they actually put an album out with Whitfield Crane?
No.
Okay, so
And
he
I
just
didn't get to
toured with him.
see him either because we
Yeah.
were late to it's probably Ozfest that year.
Okay, right on. I always wondered what that sounded like Whitfield Crane with Life of Agony.
My
He's got
problem
a
with
pretty cool voice, you know.
Whitfield Crane has always been, I get it, skater, whatever, but
Yeah.
also stop trying to be Mike Patton. Stop it.
I
And
don't
I've
know.
seen, well, have I seen Patton live? Yes, I've seen Fantomas.
Wow.
I've seen Ugly Kid Joe.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Uh, they know what they're
Yeah.
doing. They're good musicians.
Right, sure.
It's surf. It's not punk. I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain it. To me, meh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I like them. I've got the EP and their first two albums. I dig them. So, you know.
Yeah. I had
But,
not Cats in the Cradle. That was what, their second album. I had
no, that's the first album because they put out an EP first.
with I Hate Everything About You.
Yeah. And then they redid that song and made it weird. But then they put out that album. So it was As Ugly as We Want to Be, which was the EP.
Mhm.
And then America's Least Wanted, which was their first album, and then Menace to Sobriety.
Okay, yeah,
And Menace to Sobriety is more of a metal album than the other ones.
right.
If as
He
metal
just,
as Ugly Kid Joe gets, you know.
to me, he just, and it's kind of a little bit, and I might be off base, but
Yeah.
you know how I was saying, like 9 Inch Nails, you can tell that's Trent Reznor all the way, whether it's ego or whatever.
Right.
Whitfield Crane's seems like just a snotty punk.
Yeah.
And it
I can
comes
see that, I
across
guess.
not punk as in chains and do it yourself. I mean, just
Right.
what's wrong with you, kid? You know, just and I don't know. It always gave me like a yeah, I didn't like it. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
was just like,
right on.
but they were good live.
Yeah, right on. I don't know, dude. Everything about you was so, I don't know. I had to
Catchy.
freaking, yeah, yeah. And then the
And
EP,
that was the 90s, man. Everything was
right?
extreme in the 90s.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. The band was basically a joke band at first, like
You
all their
could tell.
stuff had a
I
punchline.
could tell.
Yeah, but sometimes I don't know if you ever heard Nerf Herder. I really like
I've
Nerf
probably
Herder.
heard them because the name obviously I know, and it's a Star Wars reference. But
Yeah, 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 yeah. But Nerf Herder's a joke band, but they're a really good joke band.
I
Like,
don't like comedy in my music,
yeah, yeah,
and I don't know how to explain that. Like people love like Adam Sandler's jokey songs.
yeah,
I don't like any of
dude. Steve Polychronopoulos.
that.
I listen to that like it's a real song, dude. I do. I jam to it, man. I'll
Nice.
put it on a mix.
You were talking about you didn't know any songs off of Life of Agony's Ugly.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
cover tune on there that is amazing, and for
Okay.
some Don't You Forget About Me.
I've heard that. I've heard
It's
that. Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, I love covers anyway,
Billy
so
Idol
of course
covered that
that
song
stinks.
too.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
The funny thing is his cover and Life of Agony's cover, they sound just like is it Tears for Fears?
No,
It's not
Crowded House.
OMD. No, it's not Crowded
No,
House.
Crowded House is "Don't Dream It's Over," and I love that song
Yeah.
too. Is it? Man, as soon as you said Tears for Fears, I'm thinking, yeah, maybe. But oh, speaking of getting out our phone and googling when we're not supposed to, that
Yeah.
movie I was talking about, it's about the weird death metal thing. It's called Lords of Chaos.
Okay. I'll have to check it out.
Culture? No, don't you forget about Simple Minds.
Oh,
I
there we
never would have
go.
remembered that.
Dude, Lords of Chaos? I think I've seen that.
Yeah,
It's pretty
it's
recent,
wild.
right?
What?
And it was like a Netflix movie?
Probably. It's been out
Hold
for a
on.
while.
Hold on, maybe not. Maybe
It's
not.
worth a watch because
Oh no, no, I did not see that. Oh my gosh.
I can't remember if it's actually about a band
Oh.
or if it's just the fictionalization of what those kind of bands do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it's about an actual band.
I
The
guess
movie
it's
you're thinking of, shut up, AI, is likely Lords of Chaos, a biographical horror film that dramatizes true events of the early 90s Norwegian black metal scene.
yeah,
So
it
it
says it's
is,
historical fiction.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's it's interesting. I mean, it'll definitely show you what I was kind of getting at about how I feel like these bands missed the point.
Right,
Because
right,
you
right.
should feel, I don't know, spent after a good metal show. You should feel like, oh, I got that aggression out.
Yeah.
Not now I want to go home and look even
Yeah.
more metal.
Yeah. Dude, have you seen that Into the Void thing on Hulu?
What is it?
So it's supposed to be a documentary about uh like the heavy metal lifestyle type thing, like stories about different things that have happened in metal.
No,
It's
that
by
sounds
the people
cool.
it's by the people who did Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh, okay.
And
And
I
it's on
didn't
Netflix?
No, it's on Hulu.
Oh, I have that too. So,
Okay, but I didn't realize that what it really is, it's about like jacked up stuff that has happened to heavy metal people. So like
well,
it's got the Randy Rose thing in there. Um
Life Into the Void.
yeah.
Oh, I'm totally watching this. Not right
Yeah,
now, obviously,
it's
but
depressing, dude. Like honestly though, some of it is very depressing.
well, I mean, it's part of it though, right?
Yeah.
If you want to,
Yeah.
as much as we love Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
dude, they did some stuff, right? If
Yeah.
you read Hammer of the Gods, which is somewhere
The
behind me,
fish thing, dude.
at what point are you so? And I wonder if this isn't the problem, or what I view as the problem with pornography is
Yeah.
it seems like it some people escalate with it. Well, now I'm bored with just a pretty girl. Now I
Yeah.
want to see her gagged, and it's like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
why?
Yeah.
What's that? is it a dopamine thing? Like I need that next hit. I need that big chasing the dragon kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. Dude, speaking of that book though, I won that book from a radio station when it got published. So, and I
I had to
read it.
buy it like a normal
Yeah, dude, I
medium.
won it from the radio station, dude. It was
Actually, I
awesome.
think my stepmom bought it for me.
Nice. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I think there's always people, especially people who have addicted personalities. If you have an
Yes.
addictive personality, you're always raising the bar on the addiction. You know, that's just part of what it is. So whether it's
Yeah.
porn or music or drugs or whatever, you know.
I was going to say earlier, I think it might be Joe Rogan. He has a joke about, I don't remember what it is, but it's basically like, whatever, make drugs all legal. Because here's the problem: if you're going to ruin your life, you can ruin your life on cheeseburgers, but that doesn't mean we should make
Right.
it illegal. There's
Right.
that thing that,
Yeah.
and I get it, right? Because I've been there. And as the type of nerd I am, I can definitely fixate on a subject and got to learn more and got to know more.
Yeah.
So I can see where you just you got to do it. What's next? What's more?
Yep. Yeah.
What's after this? Instead of like um enjoying experience for what it is, even if it's listening to Norwegian black metal, instead of just
Right.
going, all right, let me hear what they have to say. Let me hear their story. It's like, oh, that wasn't enough for me. I need the
Yeah.
next thing that's more aggressive, more. And I wonder how much of it isn't, in all honesty, the problem with, I don't know about a problem, but the thing with either an absentee dad where you don't have a good model of masculinity in your life.
Yeah.
So, how do you know that, sure, aggression's okay, but you have to get it out? You don't want to live for the aggression. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the difference between people who, you know, have healthy ways to let stuff out and people who walk around just being dick bags all the time, you know?
Yeah. It's that I don't think it's more in my mind, I think it's more of they're not happy or
Right.
whatever
Sure.
with whatever they've got going on. So instead of being like, well, maybe I should be vulnerable and talk about it and learn about it, it's the complete opposite. Nuh-uh, I'm gonna be the baddest MFer. I'm gonna be the
Yeah.
hardest MFer.
Yeah. Pointless.
Yeah. But I think everybody goes through it too, especially I think, and if you know any of the females out there listen to this, maybe they could help put my train of thought more on both sides. But it seems like a very male thing, especially around your teenage years, which is probably boosting testosterone and
Yeah.
noticing girls, where you're just, you know what I mean? You don't know
Yeah.
why. You're just,
Yep. Yep. Just something, you know, you want to knock something over.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You just want to break stuff.
Yeah.
And then you learn either how to get that out or you learn that it doesn't feel good to break stuff. It might
Right.
in the moment, but
Right.
then now you've got a broken thing, right?
Yeah. And that sucks.
Yeah. Or you
You're-
broke somebody else's thing and that sucks too.
Yeah.
Or should suck.
Yeah. I used to, man, whenever I would get like sad, um, or really frustrated or like depressed
Hmm.
when I was a kid, I would self harm in the weirdest way. I would punch my thigh.
All right.
And I walked around with like a bruise on my thigh for years. Um, and then I started like doing weird stuff, like I would bite my door or like find stuff that I really liked and like rip it apart with my bare hands.
Hmm.
And then I wouldn't have it anymore because I freaking destroyed it.
I
Um,
think it's
it just kept escalating, like, but it
hurt
all started with me
people.
punching my thigh, and then it
No,
just
I get that. I wasn't
yeah,
much into self-harm, but I get um the mental trap of it, right? You're going to get
yeah,
a dopamine release or whatever endorphins are.
yeah,
And you're also like, yeah, you piece of shit, you deserve that. Of course you deserve to bleed. because
Right.
it's like a negative feedback loop.
Well, with me, it was like really meticulous. Like it wasn't. So when I was, whether I was hitting myself or breaking stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it was the same. It wasn't like it was a calculated thing. It was like I'm gonna punch myself in the calf or in the hip,
Mm-hmm.
in the thigh. Thank you, in the thigh until I don't feel like doing it anymore. And then, like if I decide to, I broke my stereo once,
Uh-huh.
and it was like I am gonna break my stereo with my bare hands until I can get it into the smallest pieces possible. It was
Probably
never
like
like it was never like, oh, you're worthless. It was never any of that. It was always just like trying to accomplish something negative.
right.
If
Have you seen Fight Club? Most people have.
Yeah, I've seen Fight Club. I didn't like it.
Right. Did you understand what it's actually about? It's
Um,
about this. It's about misplaced uh male energy and all that, and not having a
Interesting.
father and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there's a very specific scene this makes me think of when
yeah.
Edward Norton is fighting God, he's
Brad
weird
Pitt.
now. Jared
Brad
Leto.
Pitt. Oh, Jared Leto.
And
Okay.
he just beats the crap out of him because he
Right.
is so frustrated with everything that's going on and nothing's going right. He says a line in there that applies to this.
Yeah.
When Brad Pitt says something like, "Where did you go, psycho?" or something like that, he says, "I don't know. I just felt like destroying something beautiful."
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so like I got it. And it sounds like you would too, like
Yeah.
because of what you were saying. It's a frustration, it's things out of your control, things you can't even express.
that. Oh, jeez.
It's not a lot of cheese. Sorry, Casey's bringing me his Lunchable for some reason. You did get scammed, dude. There's not very much cheese in there. I'm sorry, buddy.
Those things are disgusting. I know kids love them, but
Yeah.
man, don't eat that crap.
Yeah.
4 pieces.
Sorry, bud.
And maybe metal is perfect for to help that because you don't have to destroy. You can
Yeah.
hear it. You can hear destruction and the way the guitars are crunchy and just nasty and
Right, right, right. I think so. I want to talk about Fight Club for just a second because
sure.
so I expected Fight Club, right,
Hmm.
to be about this guy who had a shitty life, who created this ultra macho character, and he became his best friend.
Hmm.
But the movie was actually about him starting a terrorist organization.
That's part of it, sure.
And I hated that part of it.
But
It
see,
was silly. It was silly. Like I hated that. I
right, but
wish.
it's touching on that thing that you and I've read the book several times,
Yeah.
seen the movie a bunch of different
Yeah.
times from a bunch of different angles.
Yeah.
So it's about that thing we were just talking about that you have to have the next, right? Because it starts with
Fair.
um
Yeah.
I've never been in a fight, right? Or whatever.
Right.
So they release that and you're
Right.
like, oh wow, the catharsis of it. Kind of like that feeling after a good workout or whatever your workout routine is. There's like a
Yeah.
bliss. There's like a that comes after the violence, right? This moment
Right.
of clarity.
Right.
And it escalates and escalates and escalates and escalates. And none of it might be real.
Yeah. I just like I expected it to be more like The Machinist.
See, I didn't like
Um
The Machinist.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
see,
got
I
the story they were
loved
trying to
The
tell.
Machinist. I
Yeah, I
loved The
didn't,
Machinist.
but I
Huh.
get it. Yeah, that was him pushing to the end.
Yeah, yeah. But I expected it to be more like that. I Once it became this ridiculous thing where he's like tracking himself down to try to stop himself from committing this terrorist act,
Mm-hmm.
That was too much for me, dude. I didn't like that.
It's about fully giving in. Tyler was fully given in to that terrible side of, I guess, the masculinity, which is
Yeah.
pretty interesting because the guy who wrote it, Chuck Palahniuk, is
Yeah.
gay.
Huh.
Openly, doesn't care who knows it. He's just gay.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's like, well, it's interesting how he wrote what can come across as such a hyper masculine,
Masculine.
even
Yeah.
toxic masculinity movie.
Right.
But if you obsess over it like me, it's like, now wait a minute. Of course, Tyler is given into that.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
don't be Tyler.
Right. 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 So what about The Machinist didn't you like? I'm just curious because
Anything.
really?
I
Huh.
need to rewatch it to be
Okay.
fair, but
Okay.
for me, I thought it was slow. I
It's
didn't
very
think the
slow.
story was that great.
Very slow.
And it's just the story of it and the presentation. Of course, Christian Bale is amazing as an actor, and
Yeah.
what he did to his body
Yeah,
to
that's
make that was
insane, dude.
so
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should rewatch it because that's pretty much what I am. I'm a machinist,
Right.
so
Sure. Sure.
I might rewatch that. Yeah,
But
it's a good
yeah, I
idea.
mean, when it all clicks together, you know, and you
Yeah,
realize that the whole fucking thing has been in his head.
right. Well, that's American Psycho. That's Fight Club. American Psycho might be, and I've
No,
read the book, and the book
yeah,
isn't cleared up either.
right,
It's either because that whole life, the corporate whatever, is so fake he was allowed to get away with all that,
right.
or he's just insane and he imagined it all.
So the guy who wrote the book has said multiple times he doesn't understand why people think that Patrick Bateman didn't commit those murders and stuff. He totally did.
I need to look that up
Yeah,
because
the
I
guy
thought
who wrote the book.
Bret Easton Ellis is the
Yeah,
guy's name.
because I think it makes more sense. When I watched it, I thought it was all made up. I didn't think he did any of it. I thought he was just crazy. But yeah, according to the
Mr.
guy who wrote
Ellis.
who wrote it, he was like, I don't understand why people even think that that's one of the options. Like he thinks he made it very clear that it was real. So
See,
I don't think so.
the
But
movie does some things, and maybe I'm just a nerd, but
yeah,
the movie does some things that Bateman's doing that, to me, say it's not real. Like
dude,
I
he
love the
drops
scene
a
anyway.
chainsaw.
He goes past an ATM machine, and
Yeah,
the ATM machine says, "Feed me a stray kitten."
right.
Not
So he's
not
clearly
verbally, but
insane.
it flashes across
Yeah,
the.
yeah, he's clearly insane.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. But he drops a chainsaw straight down. You know what I mean? Like that's not possible. Come
I wonder
on.
if there's a director's commentary on that somewhere
Yeah, I don't
because
know.
maybe Bret Easton Ellis definitely he's like, no, it all happened, but
Yeah,
maybe the director decided,
to do something different with it.
or just subtle difference, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Great movie.
yeah,
The
yeah.
book
It's
was
good. I
okay.
I watched it once. I don't think I could watch it again, but it was good to watch once.
Really, I've seen it a couple different times.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that thing though, that giving into whatever that dark side of liking the metal is, instead of it's yes, this is me. This is I need to be more extreme. I need to the
right,
next level of whatever it is.
right, right. There's this Ryan Reynolds movie where he is a serial killer and he's completely insane.
Hmm.
And someone wanted me to watch it. And dude, I tried to get up the nerve to watch it so many times, but I felt like the mental illness in it is it's way too much a part of the story for me to watch it. I think it would mess with my head too much.
Oh, okay.
But but yeah, he basically like kills a bunch of people and then lives with them all like dead in his house, and he can't even tell that they're dead. Like, yeah,
Does he lit? Oh, you haven't watched it.
yeah, I haven't watched it,
Keeps
but
like heads in the fridge, and I think I've seen
probably,
this movie.
probably, dude. Yeah,
He's like a weird loner that lives in
yeah,
this
yeah,
apartment that he thinks looks one way, And
Right,
then
and
later it
it's
flashes
just
it, and
yeah, there's bodies everywhere, and yeah.
I get it.
And he meets this woman, and he thinks that like they're in love, and they have this
Yep.
whole relationship, but really he killed her like right after they met.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. It sounds interesting. It sounds kind of funny, even, but I just don't know if it would mess with me too much if I watched it, because I struggle with intrusive thoughts because of my OCD,
Right, right.
and so I just worry about. I have to be careful, you know.
Oh, I see what you're thinking. Where I look at it is the different from the I get it. It's cool
Yeah.
that I get to see that expressed, so I don't have to worry about doing it myself just because
Right.
I want to see what Ed Kemper was, this serial killer.
Oh yeah. No, wait. Actually, no, I don't.
He's
What
if
do?
you've never seen Mindhunter on Netflix,
No, I haven't seen that.
oh, it's brilliant. It's about Johnny
Okay.
Douglas, the guy who started the FBI's behavioral
Okay.
science units. Anyway, there's this line from Ed Kemper where he says, and I hope I don't butcher this because it's great. He said,
Yeah.
most people see a pretty girl walking down the street and they think, oh, I wonder what she looks like naked, or I wonder what her number is. But I
Yeah.
think, I wonder what her fucking head would look like on a stick.
Oh God.
And I'm just like,
That's- Wow.
wow. To hear somebody voice that kind of thought to
Yeah.
me is fascinating because I want to go, how do you get there?
Yeah. That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
That's yeah, man.
But he might have been uh playing it up, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because he
sure.
was being interviewed by the FBI and all that.
Yeah, sure.
I think
I
all of that ties into metal. It's interesting
yeah.
that you are a big metal fan, but you said that you would have a hard time watching like whatever this Ryan Reynolds movie is.
Yeah. Well, because I don't listen to like. I mean, I don't listen to.
Like Cannibal Corpse
Yeah, I
or
don't listen to that stuff.
I don't either.
Right.
But to me,
Yeah.
that's just the same thing as like what do they call these kind of movies? Like gore porn or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. It is what it is. It's not for me.
Right.
It's kind of interesting that to be like, I'm just not going to watch that.
Right. Well, it just depends on where my head is at, and I mean, I've gone through periods. Like I read the Iceman book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was fine
That's the
with that.
mob killer guy, right?
Yeah, who may or may not have killed a bunch of people. Um,
Right.
yeah. Some people say he's full of shit, but
You always kind of got to wonder about those people who do these interviews that are more braggadocious.
right,
And then
right.
you hear like, I haven't got around to watching the Ed Gein thing on Netflix yet, but I've heard tapes with him where
Yeah.
he's talking and there's no bragging in his voice. You can just tell
Right,
that
right.
there's a darkness living in there that
Yeah, that's scary, dude.
I like psychology and stuff too. So to
Right.
me, I want to know. I loved the Jeffrey Dahmer thing on Netflix
Yeah.
because I think they really tried to give you, especially with the music, which we've talked about,
Yeah.
and the camera angles and stuff like that, let you know, hey, here's what was going on in this guy's head. And to
Right.
me, I like that peek into something that's so outside of myself.
Yeah.
So it's like, what I want to know what makes someone tick like that.
Right. See, so with me, I do want to go back and say something, but I also want to kind of explain this because it might be sort of fascinating to people. I don't know, but it's scary as hell to me.
All
But
right.
with me, because of my OCD and the obsessive thoughts, which my medicine basically keeps them under control, but not 100%,
Right.
I worry when I watch stuff like that that is in me,
Hmm.
and that's why it's harder for me. Like, so it's a trigger that I might start having thoughts. Like if and it's just yeah,
For me, it's more like I think I was more like a depressive little kid, you know.
yeah,
To me, it's more like I get it, right? Because I sat, let's say, at that doorstep
Yeah.
And of course, thank whatever God that I had parents and friends around me
Right. Right.
that I never went through the door.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
this will these kind of things not only take me in the proverbial house, it's going to
Right.
show me the dark corners and I kind of like that. Maybe it's more like I was saying earlier that if you name it, it has less
Yeah.
power.
Yeah. Well, they say like people whose OCD has an intrusive thought component,
Hmm.
the thoughts that you have are the most horrible things that you can think of that you would never ever do.
I heard this somewhere
It's
else
really weird.
on
So
a
I'll have
podcast,
like
maybe.
pretty disturbing thoughts, man, like that are, you know, just not cool, but I don't want them. So like sometimes if I watch stuff like that, I'll get thoughts and then it's just it sucks. Then I have to go through that and I would just rather not go through that,
No,
you know.
no, I get it. Yeah.
But when I was a kid, they did an interview with Charles Manson from
Hmm.
prison. This is right after carved the swastika into his head. It was like fresh. It's
Right.
crazy. He was a lunatic. But I remembered that interview, and he said that he wanted to kill enough people so that he could stack their bodies to heaven. For some reason, I remember that, dude.
There's a book. There's also a brief documentary on Netflix
Yeah.
um, called Chaos. It's by
Okay.
Tom O'Neill. He worked like for one of these Hollywood magazines, and one of the anniversaries of the Manson family was coming up. So they're like, "Hey, Tom, write an article about it." And
Yeah.
he's kind of an obsessive, and he was like, "Oh, I don't want another Manson article. Let's look at." And he started seeing things that connects Charles Manson to the MK Ultra program.
Okay. Interesting.
There's no smoking gun, unfortunately, because a lot of the actual official documents of MK Ultra were destroyed.
Right.
But the way he lays it out with documentation, with these guys, these MK Ultra guys like Jolly West being near Manson, and the way Manson would get arrested for something that should have been an automatic revoke of his parole and sent back.
Right.
Several of these police departments said they would get calls and they were told to release Manson. So
Oh
it
wow.
kind of looks like whoever ran MK Ultra, the CIA, I think, either showed Manson how to do whatever with his family and then let him loose just to see what he did,
Oh my god.
or even ran him to kind of do things. Like there's weird connections with drug dealing and the people that used to live in Sharon Tate's house.
Oh my god.
The book is fascinating. And the proof of everything he's saying is pretty much all right there. So I have a whole different opinion on the Manson murders now.
Right, right, right. Because he may have been drugged up and manipulated by the government, and man,
Yep. And everybody goes off a helter skelter, right?
yeah, yeah,
That guy made it up. The guy, his name is Vince Bugliosi. He was also the prosecutor.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
on tape talking to Tom O'Neill that saying how he made most of it up because
Wow.
A, it worked in court and they got a win, and he wrote a book and he got huge off of it.
Right, sure. Made $1 million.
Yep. Well, music again plays into that too, because
Yeah,
Manson's connection to the Beach Boys.
yeah. And I mean, he said that he thought that the Beatles were sending him messages through their songs. So that's a different deal. But
How? How are you getting? I mean, I've listened to the Beatles.
yeah,
Now, they're so not generic, whatever, but they're so straightforward pop. Like, there's
yeah,
no hidden
yeah.
messages.
I don't know, man. It was 20 years ago today. The Sergeant Pepper taught the band to play. Maybe there was something in there.
Yeah,
I
who
don't know,
knows?
dude. I don't
But
know.
there's also this thing in the human brain where if you're looking for patterns, you'll find patterns.
Judas Priest.
What do you mean?
So, um, you know about the trial, right?
I don't think so.
Oh wow. Okay, so Judas Priest covered this song. It's not even their song.
But supposedly there was backmasking in the song.
Oh, I've heard.
Do
I've
it, do
listened.
it, do it.
Yeah.
And these two kids tried. One of them killed himself. The other one tried,
Hmm.
and they tried to say that it was because of Judas Priest. And that they put a message in their song to make people kill themselves. So
That's funny.
so they got this guy, like this linguistic expert or whatever, to come in and say, listen, you can hear it, say do it, do it, do it. And everyone can hear it.
Hmm.
So then they took another section of the album and played it backwards, and it said some nonsense stuff about milk or something.
Right.
And Rob Halford came in and read it, and everybody could hear it saying that. And then they had somebody else say, so basically what we're proving is when you hear nonsense, but you're trying to hear something else, you'll hear it.
Well,
So
there's the whole unconscious or semi-conscious, I guess you would call it,
yeah,
subliminal maybe thing of music. It can do that.
right, right.
So I don't know, but I think Slayer had some backward because I this might just been a young kid thing or I think teenager, high school, but I have
Yeah.
this pretty vivid memory of hanging out with my best friend at the time, kid I grew up with in Seymour, and some other friends of ours. Might even been trying to form a band, anyway, and playing it, probably Seasons in the Abyss, but I don't remember what song
Uh-huh.
backward, and you could hear something. And I thought they
Right.
actually said they did it on purpose, but it might have
Huh.
been them just leaning into.
Right, right, right. It's funny because Judas Priest at the time said if we were going to put a backwards message in our songs, it would be buy more records.
At
It's freaking awesome, dude.
least they're honest, right?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, buy more records,
That's funny.
dude. Do
But
you remember that Apache song? Do you remember Apache? He was like
no.
a reggae hip hop guy, and he had a song, and it was like "Kill the white people."
Oh my God, I do know this song.
Yeah,
Kill all the white
yeah.
people.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
gonna
But
make
let
them
them buy
hurt.
my record first.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
was a
yeah. It's
real
great.
song.
That's a real song, dude. Yeah.
I thought it was like a skit or something. That's been
Nope,
in
that's
my
a
head for so
real
long, and
song, dude.
that's funny.
Yep. It's really short. It's just that. It's like, and he's super emotional. He's like, kill the white people. Oh, we're gonna make them hurt. Kill the white people. But
Was it a
buy
joke?
my record first. It's
Was it
great.
obviously a joke? Or
I
was he
would
like
think
a
so,
racist
man, but I
jerk?
really don't know. Like, I don't know enough about Apache to know. But but it's pretty damn funny.
Well,
Either
there
way.
is this whole kind of psyop thing, which is for those of you who aren't as nerdy as I am, it's called psychological operations. It's a proven thing our government has done. Maybe not this example, but they do it. Of a lot of the bands that came out of Laurel Canyon
Okay.
were that. They were very meticulously picked and pushed and put in front of the people because they knew that the messaging in it would get them where they wanted to go or where social engineering would want them to go.
Right.
The book I'm thinking of is called, I think it's called Strange Scenes in Laurel Canyon. But
Okay.
there is a documented history of some whatever evil parts of the CIA using music to do things.
Oh wow.
And that plays into this thing I've been saying or trying to say the whole time that music is magic.
Right.
Well, what's more of a spell or whatever than a live concert?
Right. 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 And that rush that you feel like when the music first starts, it's like,
Hmm.
oh, you get all this anticipation and then it just comes out as soon as the music starts, man.
Right. Yeah, I think it's partially, and I'm not any kind of scientist,
Yeah.
our bodies vibrate, right? And
Sure.
the human experience is often called vibration, right? You and I
Yeah.
vibe, so we get along, right? But some people vibrate different and you don't get along,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
especially live. I mean, the amps are so big and the sound is
Yeah.
rushing through you,
Yep. Yep. You can feel it in your chest, and
right? So
yeah.
maybe if you already lean toward either way, Christians with Demon Hunter or Darkness and Evil with, some of these satanic Norwegian bands,
Right.
that's the tipping point, is the vibration of it.
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah.
It's
It's
all
so weird
fascinating
too,
to me.
because like I can listen to Last Caress or whatever. Like
Mhm.
that's fine. Um, but there's like I can't listen to King Diamond. I'm just like, this is too much. Like I can't listen to this. Like,
How's it too much?
because to me it seems sincere, I guess.
Okay.
So I can't listen to like something that seems to actually be supporting evil. Whereas I feel like Glenn Danzig was just writing the scripts to be horror movies,
Right.
putting them in songs.
More
You
like,
know?
I would like
So
you to be aware of this. Where
yeah,
you're saying King Diamond to you felt more like, I would like to put this
into the
on
world.
you,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
in,
yeah,
like we were
yeah,
saying about the vibrations. It's like,
yeah, yeah.
it'd be interesting to know if any of these bands that are more satanic, if they actually either are aware of this kind of like vibration and the effect that music has,
Right, right, right. I'm
so
sure.
they use it to introduce more people to their darkness, whether it's gross porn,
Right.
killing. I wonder,
Yeah.
there's got to be bands out there that know, I would think, right, that know
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Well, do you know Daniel Ash?
Not by
Um
name.
he was the singer for Love and Rockets.
I'm vaguely familiar with Love and Rockets.
Okay. And I believe he was part of Bauhaus too, but he may not have been. But he said that he purposely puts sounds in his songs that make people physically uncomfortable. And that is very interesting.
No, yes and no. To me, I get it completely,
Yeah.
because if you take a song, let's go with Pantera, any
Yeah.
Pantera song, and then take "Don't Worry, Be
Yeah.
Happy,"
Yeah.
the intentions behind those songs are very clear and
Yeah.
very polar opposites.
Right. I never really thought about it like that. See, when I heard him say it, I thought he meant like stuff that gives you stomach aches and like chills and like, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause he said it gives you like a physical reaction. So I
Mhm.
did not think of it like, you know, I thought of it like bumps in the night type of stuff. But
Yeah,
that's
well,
interesting.
there's that whole we just talked about it pretty much with the American Grimm album.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
whole dread maybe of a good
Sure.
horror story, and the music is definitely, it heightens that in some way.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever listened to Sisters of Mercy?
I don't think so. I'm vaguely aware of who they are, but I can't place any songs in my head or anything.
Okay, well, they have a song called 1959, and it's just the singer and a piano, and it is one of the creepiest freaking songs I've ever heard in my life. You listen to that song, and you feel like there's somebody behind you. You
Mm.
just do. Like it's just like I can't even explain it, but
So you don't I wonder if that's where you and I like diverged, where I got real heavy into like Alice in Chains and the grunge
yeah,
movement, because it was more depressive, which is where I was at the time.
sure, sure, sure.
Where we had already talked before that you were a little bit different. You at least put forth a swagger. You were more
Yeah,
outwardly confident in yourself.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wonder,
definitely.
especially now as I've gotten older and realized that, man, I had a sitcom life. So blessed. So
Right.
why was I, other than whatever goes on in your brain that makes you depressed?
Yeah.
I wonder if I didn't not aggravate, encourage that by
Maybe.
listening to the type of music that would bring me down.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm, I've told this to one other person in my life, and now I'm going to say it on a podcast where at least 30 or 40 people will hear it, which is cool,
Two
by
or
the way.
three,
Did you say three?
two or three.
Two or three? Yeah. Um, so I loved Alice in Chains.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like I thought freaking Facelift was phenomenal. I loved
Mm-hmm.
Dirt. And then one day I was at my house, and this was when my OCD was first starting to manifest itself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was having really bad panic attacks and anxiety and stuff.
Right.
So I was eating a peanut butter sandwich, drinking a glass of milk, and listening to Alice in Chains. And I had a full blown anxiety attack. And I had to get on my bike and ride my bike and ride to the park and swing.
Hmm.
Which I found out later that like that stuff, physical movement and back and forth movement will
Mm-hmm.
actually work out a panic attack, which I didn't know that at the time. But
Right.
so my body obviously did. But
Right.
ever since then, and I've had a couple of times when I've gotten better, but whenever I listen to Alice in Chains, I feel like I'm going to have an anxiety attack. And it was years before I could drink milk or eat peanut butter. I finally got over that, but I still can't listen to Alice in Chains, dude.
For me, it was more like,
And
um, I'm not alone.
yeah,
Even though he was singing about drugs and drug use, it was
right.
like, look at how talented or how cool or whatever these guys are, and they feel like me. They feel
Yeah,
like I do.
yeah,
So, and I've always been a reader, right? My
right,
dad got me into comic books at a very young age, and
right,
maybe that's where the ability to sit back and go, no, this is just a story. This is
right.
just um those guys telling me their experience,
Yeah,
so I don't
yeah,
have to experience it.
yeah. I'm big on that with music, dude. I'm big on that because like people.
I mean, I have a Alice in Chains tattoo, right? I have a portrait
No,
of
I didn't
Wayne
know that.
Staley
That's
on
cool
my
though. Oh
leg.
yeah, you did tell me that. You did tell me that. That's really cool.
I love you, Jamie
I'm
Carlton, who did that. She's my friend.
right
She'll
on.
never hear this, but if you do, I love this tattoo and I love her too.
Right on. But yeah, I'm big on that with music. Like people can write a book and it's just a book. People can make a movie and it's just a movie. But for some reason if you write a song, it has to be authentic and real and like some songs are just people telling stories, man.
And you don't vibe with that if it's just
No,
a
no, I
story?
think it's awesome. I
Oh,
think
okay.
yeah, but I hate how people are like, "Oh, if it's not genuine, it's not real music." You know what I mean? If it's not dude, some songs are Bruce Springsteen.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Some songs are just people telling stories, and those songs are just as valid
Because it's how you
as
relate, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, they're just as valid as any other. Like, think about folk songs.
Hmm.
Originally, they were like, and I'm talking about like, I'm not talking about like protest folk. I'm talking about like folklore, like original folk songs sitting around a campfire telling
Hmm.
stories. They
Right.
were created to convey stories from generation to generation. You would sing a
Correct.
song about your ancestors, and I mean,
Correct.
the music is an art form that is used to tell stories, and they don't necessarily have to be real stories,
Right.
true
It's pure
stories.
expression.
Yeah, yeah,
Pure That's, I think in the last podcast or maybe a million times, it's a universal language. By that, it's a
yeah,
universal communication. We
yep,
can both listen to a sad song and feel it and get it. We don't have to speak the same language or even be able to express to each other, oh, I felt this or that. You can go, hey, here's that whole Shun album. You know,
Right.
here's feelings that I can't say.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like you talked about getting into Alice in Chains and stuff like that. I mean, like I said, I definitely liked Alice in Chains, but I may have said this before, like I gravitated towards Pearl Jam and Nirvana and Mudhoney and Soundgarden definitely more than Alice in Chains. And I think that it was a different energy.
Mhm.
Like Chris Cornell was a freaking rock star.
Oh yeah,
110%.
and a bundle of energy.
Yeah, yeah. And Pearl Jam had some depressing stuff, but then they also had songs like Porch that I mean, get you up, get you moving,
Right,
and Mudhoney was just, dude, I don't know, attitude, amazing.
right.
And I mean, I don't know what the hell Chris Cornell, or not Chris Cornell, but Kurt Cobain was singing about.
Nothing.
But he was sad, but I don't think his music was necessarily sad. So
I think somewhere probably behind me.
yeah.
I have a biography that's really well done. Actually, I think my friend Amber let me borrow it, and I never gave it back. So if you happen to hear this, I will buy you another copy. And the main message I got out of that, it's about Kurt Cobain,
Yeah.
was that Kurt Cobain kind of knew exactly what he was doing. It was his whole thing was kind of a construct.
Okay. Interesting.
And the whole I don't want to be a rock star and thing was just the character he's putting forward,
Sure. Sure. Sure.
which is interesting, right? Because that
Yeah.
very well could be true. But then
Right.
you hear about his life style or whatever,
Yeah.
and to me, it's just you were dark drug, the drug lifestyle was
Yeah.
everything to him,
Yeah.
and that's why his music like was kind of mumbly. The lyrics don't make any sense because
Right.
if you're, I don't know, to me, if you're all drugged out, you're
Yeah.
thinking, oh yeah, I this sounds great, but
Right.
it's just
It really
eh,
doesn't. Yeah. Yeah. I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
Intention, maybe, like we were saying, intention and interpretation are so important when it comes to music.
Sure. Sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like Nirvana and I can find meaning in some of the stuff, but it's not as straightforward, as just it's not depressing music is what I'm saying, I guess.
I don't think it's straightforward. I think it's nonsense or just making sure your words fit the melody, and that's all it was. And
Interesting.
we're doing that thing. People are doing that thing where they want to find the pattern, so they
Right,
do.
right.
And I could be wrong, right? And
Maybe.
again,
Yeah.
that's just my interpretation of it. We could probably
Yeah.
talk to a real Nirvana fan, and they're like, "No, man, when he was saying I think all of his lyrics are mostly gibberish." No, that you know what? That's not
That's
true.
hilarious. Yeah.
Maybe on Nevermind,
Yeah.
but like there was some stuff on In Utero and a little bit further on where I thought, okay, now he's really
Hmm.
saying something. And sure, it was because he was at that time bottom of the barrel drug in his real life, but
Right, right,
maybe it's
right.
the growth of the musician.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I'm gonna have to go back and look at those songs on Nevermind and see if I can figure out what any of them mean.
I was thinking like in my head, or maybe it's the way he's telling the story, just little snippets of
Sure, sure, sure.
like what's the one I don't eat fish because they don't have any feelings. Mm,
Oh,
Under
Under the Bridge. I mean, that's just about a
that's not the name of
homeless
that
person.
song, is it?
Something in the way.
Yep.
Yep. I think that's just about a homeless person. you know?
Right.
Yeah. I think that's just about a homeless person, dude. Um,
Yeah,
so
it could just be creative
yeah.
you don't he didn't want to write a song like I'm homeless, I live under a bridge. No, he was like, all
Right,
right,
right.
well, I want to
Yeah.
that's the subject of the song. How do I make that interesting and vague enough to where the listener gets their experience out of it, not
Yeah.
necessarily what I want them to.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, he's talking about the animals I've trapped have all become my pets. I think he's
Making shit up.
just homeless, dude, and like probably a little crazy. You know, I mean, I
Probably
don't
a
know.
lot crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know, and I'm pretty sure it's all out there, anything about Courtney Love?
She's crazy, and she used to be a stripper, and
She was, I'm
she.
pretty sure she was part of that MK Ultra mind kind of breaking kind of
Yeah.
thing where I just read about this, so I don't want to get too out there, but
Yeah.
I think they were saying that her dad was some military weirdo and they
Yeah.
broke her and they were just letting, you know, people have sex with her and they used her to get
Whoa,
drugs into it's dark.
that's
And
wild.
the person that was talking about it was saying most of this stuff you can actually find, like
Oh wow.
who her dad was and all of that. And that makes me like kind of pause just because
Yeah.
she was or is, however you want to word that, such a train wreck. The
Oh yeah.
idea
There's
that
something really wrong with that girl, man.
something intentionally did that to her,
Yeah.
just kind of like,
Yeah, that's wild, dude.
yeah, it's really wild. I hadn't had time to really dig into it further, but
Yeah.
we just happened to be talking about her. And it kind of makes sense if you think about she tries to sell it like, oh, me and Kurt were in love. And
Right.
everybody else is like, no, she was a vile, disgusting druggie that was feeding Kurt all the drugs and then killed him.
Yeah.
So again, why is what's with the music though? Right? They if someone did intentionally break her or whatever, why send her into the music scene? Is it
Yeah. I
because
don't
that's
know.
where these like thin line between genius and sanity people kind of hover? So that's
Maybe.
where she would fit? Or
Right.
does the music scene naturally attract those kind of people?
It could be both. I don't know. It.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all fascinating because
Yeah.
of what music can do.
Right. 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 I mean,
It's
but
just
what
not.
you know?
Does anybody find her as a talented musician? In all honesty,
I don't, dude. I never liked Hole. I was
no.
not. Yeah, just not my thing, man.
It to me the whatever, even if it was just a character she was presenting,
Yeah.
the music was just an extension of that. And to me, that character is so gross, and I don't
Right.
want.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So the music to me was like, yeah,
Yeah, I do like Malibu. I think that's a pretty decent little song, but
right.
aside from that, yeah.
It's the power of music. Well, you brought up let's flip that to the good side of the power of music. You
Yeah,
brought
sure.
up was it Monsters of Rock? That was
Yeah,
like one of the first ever metal shows in
yeah,
Russia.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Think about that.
yeah,
Whatever happened, the are they dictators over there? I think so, but whoever the
yeah,
powers that be in Russia, something shifted with their thought process where they were
right.
like, okay, let's open this metal, right,
Yeah.
to our people.
And then we got Gorky Park.
Winds of Change.
No, there was actually a Russian band called Gorky Park that played that festival and then put an album out in America.
Mm.
They were kind of popular in Russia. They were a hard rock band. They were terrible. But but we gave them the big metal festival, and in exchange we got Gorky Park. But
Well, to be fair, they would just kill you in Russia. It's
yeah,
not like, hey, don't play metal, and you're like, F you, I'm going to sneak and play the clubs. They'd be like, no, we told
right,
you not to play metal. Now we're chopping off your hands.
dude. So I was watching. Oh, you know what? I think it might be in that Into the Void documentary. So I'll just let you watch it. But there's something interesting about people being crucified for music, for
Oh,
making music in that documentary.
do you
So
know the? I think it's just a theory,
yeah,
but there was a pretty neat podcast about it too. There's a theory that Winds of Change by Scorpions
yeah,
was actually written by the CIA because the Scorpions were accepted in Russia,
interesting.
and you get the whole, especially now, the whole theory of you don't fight hand to hand, weapon to weapon anymore, right?
Right,
Weapons are
sure.
too good. We'll all kill each other.
Right.
You fight with information.
Yeah,
So the I guess the idea behind the theory was that they used Winds of Change and the popularity of Scorpions
right.
to westernize, and somehow it helped in like bringing
Yeah,
down the wall and all that, the Berlin
right.
Wall, which I remember
Yeah,
when it happened. Do
me
you?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yep. And they did the concert. Remember, Bob
Mm-hmm.
Geldof did a concert like on the
Yep.
wall. It was wild, man.
Yeah.
I think U2 was there. But
Was
uh,
that before or after Bono crawled up his own ass?
I think he did that when he was a child. So
I like Rattle and Hum.
really, I'm not a U2 guy.
I'm
I
not either,
like
but Rattle and Hum is more okay. The songs I like off of Rattle and Hum are not pretentious rock U2 songs. They're like
yeah.
bluesy kind of. BB King is on one of them.
He is. Love came to town. When
Yep.
love comes to town. Yeah. I mean, but if you want to listen to When Love Comes to Town, you can just listen to BB King doing it by himself. It's not an
Or
original U2 song. You know what I mean? So
I have
like,
a cover because,
yeah,
of course, I do.
yeah.
I believe it's Herbie Hancock on guitar, right? One of these really famous,
Interesting.
and Joss Stone singing.
Oh, I love Joss Stone.
Yeah, it's pretty fire, really. They
Yeah.
switch up some lyrics, and
Yeah. I do not like the White Stripes,
yeah,
but I love Joss Stone's cover of About a Girl.
I might
Or
have to
Fell in
look that
Love with
up.
a Girl.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I don't know
good.
why she didn't. Maybe because Pink blew up, and back
Yeah.
then they'd be like, "Oh, we don't need another Pink," which
Yeah. I
isn't
mean,
a fair comparison at all.
yeah, at all. Yeah.
But man, Joss Stone has everything you would want out of one of them powerful female vocalists.
I think it's because I think if she had come out at the same time as Amy Winehouse and Adele and Duffy,
No, yeah, I
people
see
who
what
were
you're
doing
getting at.
more of that traditional sound,
Hmm.
even though they were more jazz and she was more blues, she's still gonna fit in.
Right?
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I think it was just the wrong time, honestly. I don't think she was pop enough to be Pink. I don't think especially the first two albums. And even when she tried to introduce some pop, it was still very bluesy, it just wasn't what they were putting on the radio, really.
And that's probably why I liked it, since most of my musical roots are in blues.
Yeah, I love blues. I love blues. I love funk. That's my stuff, dude. I love funk and blues. Oh, dude. So let's do this right now because I'm so excited about it.
All right.
I've picked the album for next week. Speaking of funk,
Ah, yes, sir. What is it?
oh man, "Extraordinarily Moist and Delicious" by Brother Meat.
Okay, I thought that was gonna be the name of the album or of the
That no,
band.
extraordinarily moist and delicious is the album. The
All right, I'm
band is
typing
Brother
it
Meat.
into my Spotify so I can
Cool.
sit down with it.
Um,
Because lately I've been sitting. I know the first, maybe the first two albums we did,
yeah,
I was listening to them on a walk or whatever.
sure.
But since then, that's it. I have these heavies. They're called heavies headphones over the ear, and I
Yeah,
sit down, nothing else, right, and
right.
listen to it with my notes out.
Awesome, dude.
Oh man,
So, man,
I don't usually mess with funk music, so this is gonna be.
brother. Okay, but I want to tell you. So, Brother Meat, I probably saw them 400 times between the age of 18 and 22.
Wow.
Um, my friend, he was my coworker who became my friend. Jason was the singer of most of the songs in the band. Then they
Um,
had a second singer, and
he would switch and play drums while the other guy sang.
Is Spotify being a jerk, or do they not have this album?
They just got on Spotify not
Alright.
that long ago, dude. So just look up Brother Meat. You probably can't look up the album, but
That's what I typed in,
okay.
and it's not.
MEAT Meat.
Oh, Brother Meat.
Yeah, Brother Meat.
Oh, I typed me.
Oh no, Meat.
Brother
MEAT.
Meat.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's still not gonna.
I mean, I can send it to you if you can't find
There it is, Brother
Okay.
Meat.
Brother
Artists.
Meat. Yeah.
They got a weird.
The little cartoon guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
See discography, and the album is called "Extraordinarily Moist and
And
Delicious."
delicious. Yes, it is.
All right.
Dude, I'm just saying, man, this band is probably more important to me than any other band in the history of my life.
Oh
Just-
wow.
Yeah. Just, I mean, dude, oh God. Brother Meat, just, yeah. They
All
mean
right.
everything to me, dude. So,
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
just
man.
did that for me with that
Yeah,
album, with the Sean
yeah.
album. So
It's
I'm
a
looking forward to
completely
it.
different situation with Brother Meat, though. Like, I mean, I love them because of the community that we built and
Mm,
the live shows.
mhm.
I love the music, dude. I freaking don't get me wrong, I love it. There's 2 songs on that album, The Axe and Heaping Fudge, that
Mhm.
are absolutely amazing songs that really speak to me. But for the most part, Brother Meat is fun, dude. They're fun. Even when they're political, they're fun. And they're just, dude, because they dig into some issues, man, because it was the 90s. There was stuff going on, but man, just dude, I'm so happy that they're on Spotify. So now theoretically the whole freaking world can hear them. But yeah, dude.
I get it 100%. I
Yeah,
get it.
I'm excited to hear it. I really, really hope you like it, dude. If you don't, it's okay. But dude, man,
Well,
oh
define like, because the way I'm going to sit down with it, I'm
yeah,
obviously going to like it because I
yeah,
need to be able to absorb everything that's going on and to
right,
vibe with the album.
right. But I hope that it becomes something that you'll listen to. Not
All right.
that you're just gonna listen to for this podcast and never hear again. Because, dude, like I said, oh man, they mean so much to me. Like I can't even express how much. I mean, I was gonna do another listener pick because we've got 3 more to get through,
Mhm.
but we might as well space them out. And Brother Meat freaking came out. I guess they've been on Spotify since like the summertime, but I just found out. So
All right.
yeah, dude,
I'm looking forward to it just to get the peek into whatever's going on in your brain.
dude, yeah. I can't. I mean, I will do my best to talk about talk about this album, but man, it's a lot, dude. It's so
No,
much.
I understand completely. We just did it. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and there
Hey,
was a reason I picked that album too, because of the importance to me. So it's going to be
yeah,
really interesting, like I said, to get this little peek into whatever is going on in that brain of yours.
yeah, yeah. Good luck. No, no, dude. But yeah, seriously. I mean, there's a lot of people who can say that 18 to 22 or whatever was the best years of their life, but for me, those really were the best years of my life, and it was because of this band.
Oh, okay.
It was because I mean, dude, every weekend, multiple times a week, most of the time, I would go out to a club and I would see them. And because they were so popular, they were always playing with really good bands.
Mm-hmm.
So like I got to see them and really good bands on top of it. And we would hang out. Like I went to their house
Yep. Yep.
and dude,
I
yeah.
think I get exactly the whole parallel. They're split up, and unfortunately, one of their singer rappers died,
Oh,
Johan. But there was a band out of Indianapolis called Big MF Stick,
okay.
and that's we started going to all the shows because my group of friends loved them, and then
Yeah.
they started noticing that we were going to all the shows,
Right.
and it turned into, "You guys are here again?
Yeah.
You guys play Magic too? Yeah, you want to come backstage and play Magic with us?"
Dude, that's
And
awesome.
like you were saying, the community or at least the time period and the joy of the music and sharing it with your friends. And we might have to break this album out,
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah. Hey, I'm down.
because it's like kind of metally, but they have, I've told you about them before, but they have 3 rappers.
Okay. Nice.
It's super cool. It's not um I mean it's serious rap, but it's
Yeah.
also kind of not. That their big album or whatever it's called, Attack of the Peanut Butter and Jelly People.
That's hilarious. That's amazing.
So I
Yeah.
get it completely. So this, if we're doing the thing like you like to do with your connections,
Yeah.
Brother Meat sounds like your version of what Big MF Stick are to me.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, dude. I actually they pulled me up on stage to sing with them a couple times, and
Yup.
dude, so great. So great. I was 18 at one of their shows uh up there singing or whatever, just dancing, hanging out. And
Mhm.
Jay, who was one of the bouncers at the Haunt, which was a club back home,
Mhm.
gave me a beer. I was only 18, dude, and I chugged that beer on stage, like in front of people. It was really cool, man. So
I
yeah,
get it.
yeah,
I
dude.
get it completely, and now I'm looking more and more forward to listening to it because
Yeah,
if it's so important to you in the way we're dissecting music, I have to hear it.
yeah, dude. It's man, I'm so excited.
You know what?
So excited.
That sounds great,
Yeah.
and that puts us at about 2.5 hours. Do we
Hey,
have anything we want to bring up or wrap up with this? And we can go ahead and I know Ryan might be a little upset, but 2.5 hours
yeah, we're
feels
not
pretty
gonna do a
good.
4-hour podcast for you, Ryan. Sorry, but
I
I
can't
think
believe he wants to hear us for 4 hours.
I think 2.5 hours is probably pretty good, honestly.
So you're
Um,
gonna have a lot of neat stories about
yeah, dude.
seeing this band live.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I will try to I made bullet points that way we could kind of stay on topic. I'll
yeah, for
try to
sure.
do the same thing with the experiences because it sounds like they're parallel with you and I, right? Different
Yeah,
bands, different styles, different group of people, but still kind of that same experience.
yeah, right on, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to talking about it and talking about the music and woohoo. Um, dude, so this week we kind of dove into something that I mean, industrial music is kind of outside of anything that we've talked about, right?
Right.
Um, do you have like what is your favorite industrial band?
I think I have to say Ministry,
Okay, right
but
on.
not even that. I love the song Filth Pig.
Okay, okay,
I don't, man, industrial. I like Gravity Kills.
okay. Cool. Yeah, me too.
There's a few, right? But
Yeah,
I can't think of anything that other than when Filth Pig will come up on. I have an old phone that I've completely erased. It's all MP3s.
right.
It'll come up on that. But other
Best.
than that, I can't think of too many industrial bands.
Yeah, I think mine is probably Nine Inch Nails, which sounds so
Fair.
cliche, but I think it probably is Nine Inch Nails, especially that first album and the Broken
Pretty Hate
EP.
Machine.
Yeah, Pretty Hate Machine and the Broken EP are both so good, dude.
Right.
I like Stabbing
Um,
Westward a lot too.
yeah, I like Stabbing
I've
Westward.
been
There you go.
listening to them since their first album, so
I think Downward Spiral came just for a whole generation, just happened to come out at the
yeah,
right time. I
sure.
don't think it's a masterpiece of an album, but
Right.
maybe that's because I don't get Trent Reznor's art.
Yeah,
But it definitely came out at the right time, and I
yeah.
think that's what a lot of people latched onto.
There's some songs on there that I really like, but I think as an overall piece of music, Pretty Hate Machine's better.
Oh
I
yeah,
just think it's way better. And honestly, I think the best thing that he put out might be the Broken EP. It's only like 5 songs and then 2 bonus tracks,
yeah, I had it. I'm just trying to
but
remember what any
it's
of the
so
songs
tight.
were. Hmm.
It's got Wish, it's got Gave
Wish. There you
Up.
go.
Yeah, it's got the cover of Physical.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, dude, there's just and it's such a tight blast of like I don't know, dude. I think that EP is good.
Didn't it boy, didn't it come in like a not like a regular CD case,
Right,
but it
it
had like
folded
a
out. Yeah, Nine Inch Nails. It would fold out and spell or NIN, no
yep,
matter how
yep.
you folded it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm pretty sure I had it.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, Wish and Gave Up, and like I said, and the cover of Physical, and I know the Happiness and Slavery is on that album. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, great songs, dude. That's
Right.
just I think I don't think there's a bad song on that EP, and it's easy to do when it's only 6 songs. But well, is it though? I think there's some people who could write 6 songs and 2 of them would suck.
Right. I
But yeah,
remember listening to Pretty Hate Machine
yeah,
before seeing Jurassic Park in the theater.
nice,
Must have been
nice,
on tape, maybe.
yeah,
I'm so
dude.
old.
The cool thing about that album is like there's some of those songs, they sound like Prince songs. Like he could get really funky, and then there's like the heavy songs, and there's kind of like I don't know, like the really moody songs. It kind of explored a lot of different feelings that I don't think he
Right.
did as much later on. So
Right.
yeah,
But I'm pretty sure that if I can word this right, he was the heroin problem, right?
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
think that does something to your feelings.
yeah.
Like when you're not on it. And I want to say maybe this came from Lane Staley or a book about him. When you're not on it, everything's just dull and
Yeah,
not
I've heard that. Yeah, it's unfortunate, dude, that people get like that, man. Takes away to so many people. Scott Weiland. I'm not a Warrant guy, but
right.
J.D. Lane and
There
Lane Staley.
I don't I don't know. I don't think maybe legalize all drugs, but couldn't we just at this point realize that these people that are doing the heroin, they're after something. So would there be a way to find whatever the good or whatever part about it is and
Yeah,
take out the killing you and the
you would think, man.
maybe it's just whatever causes you to either connect with the artist in you or to open up enough to maybe you can't create Nine Inch Nails without the heroin.
Man, I hope not, because
Well,
that's sad. Jeez.
maybe it's what he needed to get to
Yeah,
that place. Some
yeah,
people
man.
like I bet Jen Christie, she knows how to get to that place,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
some people this is just a guess, whatever, need help getting to that place. And unfortunately, the thing that gets them there is also the thing
Also
that kills them.
kills them. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks, man.
It
Damn.
does really. It's
Yeah.
the potential, the wasted. I mean, what music and actors has the world been robbed of
Right. Right. Right.
because of these just
Yeah.
heavy, just drugs? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks, man. I mean,
It'd
I
be
know.
interesting to talk to a former musician and heroin addict so we can
Yeah.
get
That
like
would.
maybe a reference. Because for me, my drug of choice was the let's go with speed,
Okay.
but I get it because ADHD.
Right. Sure.
So is there a
Sure.
thing in like my ADHD brain? Is there an opiate thing brain? Like
Maybe.
for us, we think of why would you want to take the heroin and just blah out?
Right. 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 Right.
But maybe there's something there that levels the natural chemicals to a because especially in Seattle, man.
Yeah.
No, no, it's
Depressive place, man.
interesting.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, when I took drugs, I always wanted to have fun. That was the whole point. I would take stuff that people said was fun. If they said it was fun, I was going to take it. That was kind of how it went. So,
And it's all part of this big thing that is music. There's a
yeah,
place for all of it, I guess. And I don't ever want to say there's a place for heroin
drugs. Yeah,
junkies,
yeah,
but there's definitely in music there's a place for you to tell that story or tell those
yeah,
warnings, or because I
definitely.
don't know any of these musicians that glorify it.
Right, 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 right. I mean, heroin kind of glorifies it, but Lou Reed is a maniac. So,
Right.
you
So
know,
maybe that's
but I
the
think he was in the midst of heroin addiction when he wrote that song. So, but it definitely, yeah,
it's that's the craziness of music. Like we were talking about, there's the vibration of it, there's the upside of it, there's the dark side of it, there's
yeah,
the drug side of it. The music really is life.
yeah,
It's
definitely.
all of life and all of it.
Yep. It is the soundtrack, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's soundtrack to life. Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
All right, so
But yeah,
we're
let's
gonna,
yeah,
if you like industrial music, or I mean spooky time is over because this is Halloween, but if you're one of
yeah.
those people that live or love
It's
horror,
time
and
all the time. Yeah.
yeah, this you'll love this. Sit
Yeah.
down and read a horror book and listen to this. They'll go together.
Yep.
Look up Waverly Hills. It goes with this. If you like industrial music, you will like this album.
Yeah. And I think
Straightforward.
if you like Ice Nine Kills or Mindless Self Indulgence, White Zombie, any old school industrial,
Hmm.
give it a shot. I think there's a chance that you'll like this. Thanks Ryan for recommending it, dude. That's
He
very
made
cool.
me basically a mixtape.
Right, with American Grim on it, I saw,
Yeah,
dude.
I
He
liked
felt
it.
bad. He
There's
felt
so
bad.
much neat stuff in there, and then the Joe Hendry song was in there.
Oh, it's so good. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I appreciate these. We were getting ready to go, but I appreciate that Joe Hendry became so known, and got TNA on ESPN. I mean, good lord, who'd have ever thought that was gonna happen?
He got to be in
Um,
WrestleMania as a
yeah,
TNA signed star.
as the champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I hate the fact that no one takes him seriously now.
He's
Well,
a
not
meme.
no one. I take him seriously, but there's a group of people who don't take him seriously. Joe Hendry does not have bad matches.
No, no.
So,
He's a heck of a worker.
yeah. So, but that song, man, it definitely was everywhere.
He's
For
clever.
yeah, yeah.
It's the artist, right? He's not just a in-ring technician.
Yeah,
He's not
it's
Bret Hart. He's
right.
an artist of
Right. Yeah, yeah. And the thing about Joe Hendry that a lot of people don't get is he was a freestyle grappler before he
oh.
became a pro wrestler. So he's legitimately like super strong, dude. Because to be
Hmm.
a grappler, I mean, your grip has to be insane. It's
Absolutely.
very yeah. So Joe Hendry, that's why they do the whole thing of him being really, really strong because he legitimately is
Right.
really strong. So yeah, but yeah, Joe Hendry, don't sleep on Joe Hendry, man. He's about to be a huge star in WWE. That's why he's But anyway,
Yeah. So thanks, Ryan, for the mixtape. I
yeah,
loved it. Anybody else listen? Send me a mixtape. If you
yeah,
like a
man.
girl, send her a mixtape. If you like a boy, send him a mixtape. Do the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a Facebook fan group too, so go join that thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. We're posting it as much as we can. I know that
Tell us
you
what you
would.
think for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, right on. Don't forget to check out "Extraordinarily Moist and Delicious" by Brother Meat. Live it, love it.
I'll
So
try.
good, so good.
All right. So I guess that's good night to everybody.
Yeah, man. Let's get out of here. We'll see y'all next week
Yeah.
with more My Taste in Music Sucks.
Still, fuck you, Tyler.